fresh, freshy, flex, fresh, fresh, freshy, flex, fresh, Helmets, left, with cafe break.
Holy Spirit,
They better do it, Lord.
Holy Spirit,
You better get them, Lord.
Holy Spirit,
Before I get them, Lord.
activate.
Hey.
Activate. Let's go. Holy Spirit, activate.
Oh no.
Holy Spirit, activate.
Okay.
Holy Spirit, activate.
Okay.
Activate.
Hey, hey,
Let's go.
they say I ain't saved cause I cuss a little bit. But you're the only judge that I need and that's it. They always in my business cause they say I backslid. They read the Holy Bible but they ain't applying it. So Holy Spirit activate. If you do it right now, that would be great. I ain't trying to smack this chick in the face. Don't you see me down here trying to change my way. So
Holy Spirit,
you
activate.
better do it, Lord.
Holy Spirit,
You better get them, Lord.
Holy Spirit,
Before I get them, Lord.
activate.
Hey, hey, hey.
You cannot.
Hold
Okay.
Holy Spirit,
They
activate.
better do it, Lord.
Holy Spirit,
You
activate.
better get them, Lord.
Holy Spirit, activate.
Before I get them, Lord.
Activate.
Hey.
Activate. Let's go. Holy Spirit, activate.
Oh no.
Holy Spirit, activate.
Okay.
Holy Spirit, activate.
Okay.
Activate.
Hey, hey,
Activate. Let's go.
they say I ain't saved cause I cuss a little bit. But you're the only judge that I need and that's it. They always in my business cause they say I backslid. They read the Holy Bible but they ain't applying it. So Holy Spirit activate. If you do it right now, that would be great. I ain't trying to smack this chick in the face. Don't you see me down here trying to change my way. So
Holy Spirit,
you
activate.
better do it, Lord.
Holy Spirit,
You better get them, Lord.
Holy Spirit,
Before I get them, Lord.
activate.
Hey, hey, hey.
Thank you, Arlisha Boo. I was coming. I don't have to be here. I don't have to be here. I don't know, because it's a lot of new y'all. It's a lot of newer y'all. It's what we call y'all new y'all. A lot of y'all new. A lot of y'all new. A lot of y'all new. So with y'all being new, girl, I don't have to be here. My husband has 2 jobs. Like he has 2 of them. So with him having 2 jobs, I can live on his income at any point. It's not a problem. It's not a problem. I done walked off many a jobs. Many jobs letting them know that I didn't have to be here. It's like, you know what? Because like my old bosses, they used to be in front of me talking, and if I didn't like what they were saying, I'd just be looking at them like, you said, I'm like, and I'm saying in my head, like, you sitting here saying all of this, and this is my last day. I don't like your tone. I don't like your tone. I don't have to be here. It is what it is. It is what it is. My husband has 2 jobs. And like, even if he didn't, I could still get the job fast because I'm a very bad bitch. So here, flick. So for the newbies, it's okay for me to be late because I can quit. I can just leave. It could be like this on YouTube. This is your future. Mm-hmm. This is your future when you rush me. You want to see a future if you rush me? I don't even need a 24-hour notice. Mm-hmm. I'll just quit. Matter of fact, you know what? You know, I'm done. See how easy that is? I just quit, you know? So don't worry, I'm coming because I can quit. So remember that. Like right as you about to type, you late, it's just be like, ooh, he could quit. Ooh, he just stop. You know, and I'll delete this live right now. I'll delete this live right now, go lay down. And go lay down. So shout out to all of y'all. I love y'all. See, y'all flew up in here. Y'all nosy. Y'all nosy. Y'all flew in here. I love it. I love it because we about to be messy. We surely is. We about to be messy because that's what we do up here at the Shine Every Way Show. So I'm here, Flip, and welcome. Sit down, grab a drink. I know it's the evening. Some of y'all have the afternoon, a good morning, a good evening. To y'all, we about to have fun because that's what we do. We're not boring, okay? We are the plastics. So I came over to be plastic. Like, so of course. Of course. So I appreciate all y'all nosy selves for being here. Y'all ran in here, Lord. Ooh, y'all ran in here. Ooh, when the church doors opened. Oh, shout out to LaRon. Hey, LaRon. That's my boo. Shout out to LaRon Female Podcast. Oh, LaRon. Shout out to my boo Shania. Oh, I hope I'm saying that right. Sean, it's the hour for me. I love you, and you don't have to be here. Big Dot. See, you ain't new, girl. You've been around here for a while. I could tell. Just by everything you just said to me, girl, I agree with you. Oh my God. So, yes, absolutely. Hair flip. So I love you guys. Thanks for watching me and giving me, all of your support. I deserve it all. Don't. Let's be clear. I deserve all your support. I do. So I deserve it all. But I appreciate everything that I deserve that y'all giving me. You see what I mean? Thank y'all for letting me be great for y'all. Oh, I like how that sounds. Yes, that's what Howard's. I deserve all of y'all. I deserve it all. Absolutely. So I deserve it all. I deserve good, yeah. Good, yeah. There we go. Okay. I deserve all the support y'all been giving to me. Hey, see, I deserve all of that. I deserve it all. Shout out to y'all for sticking around with the kid. Oh my God, almost 90K. Like, shout out to y'all and me. Absolutely. So I love y'all. Yes, girl, you gotta get on key. Google, yeah. We use Britney. Yes. Google, yeah. That's how you get on your note, girl. Yes. A shout out to Divine Star. She said, my first time catching you live. You're right on time for me. I love you. I love you back. Thank you so much. And you give it face. Thank you so much, girl, for this the super sticker, girl. Thank you. Oh my God, I love y'all. So okay, now we gotta get into these topics because oh my God, when I get in this chat, I don't leave. It's hard to leave the chat. So y'all wonder why I be ignoring y'all. Because I'm like, when I get into the chat, it's over. Because I love these guys and they like love me. So it's like it's over when I go in the chat. That's why I be trying to stick to the topics and I'll be like, ooh, Shine, you be ignoring me. No, I don't. I'm trying to run a show. My God. So it's just like, almost left. Ooh, I just almost quit. Ooh, I just almost quit. So yes, I just almost quit. I was just like, oh my God. What's happening again? This is my nightmare. So yeah, so let's get this started. Look at my girl, Britney Spears. Speaking of my girl, look at my girl. Britney over here. Hold on, Britney. Wait for me. Yes, and boom, cat. Okay, all right. Oh, wait. Oh, you hit the. Oh, okay, bitch. Okay, hold up. The hair swing. Okay, all right. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. Wait. Girl, I'm about to choke myself, Britney. No, take this out. I don't like that. I don't like that, girl. You just made me choke myself. No, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do this. I don't like that. We need to take that out. And okay, we can keep that. That was cute. Okay, the pop, pop, pop. Okay, the boom, boom, cat hair down split. Okay. Wait. Okay. Oh, wait a minute, bitch. Oh, okay. But boom, but okay. Then around. Okay, I like that. That can stay. Okay. Boom, hit, cat. Okay. Boom, boom, boom. And then no, Britney, no. I don't want to do that. Britney, I want to do that. We need to change that. Can we do like the can we do something like that? Why we gotta choke ourselves? I don't like it. I don't like it. Brittany, what's going on over there? So I love all of this. I love all of this. This is how my life is gonna be when my turn is basically grown because Brittany, her turn basically grown. So and they unappreciated said, "This is my house. This is my house." And if I say that your face is coarse, then your face is coarse. And you're gonna put some lotion on your face because I'm a woman and I'm your mother, and this is my house. Okay? Oh, good. So yeah, this is my girl. And this is what life is supposed to be like when you ain't got no turn. You're supposed to be able to just be able to run around, Akbar be the situation. Girl. So look at Brittany. This is peace. This is peace. I love this. Brittany, I'm jealous. Brittany, I'm jealous, girl. I cannot wait for my turn to be gone because this is what I'm gonna be doing. They're gonna be calling me for emergencies, all of this. I'm gonna be doing this. I'm gonna be over here hitting the 17 count. And look, I can't wait to be free like her. So go on, Brittany, because her boys act like they don't like her. They act like they don't like her. So we're gonna keep on moving on with life. We absolutely is. If them churn, if his boys, since they act like that, Brittany ain't their mama. If his boys want a relationship with Brittany in the future, then that's fine. You know, it's just like because they about to be grown soon. So it's, you know, it is what it is. But until then, Brittany gonna be hitting the 56 count in front of the mirror. Now she in lights. This is how you know she is free. Because when she did this before, it was in the dark. Okay. She was in one of the kitchens in her mansion, cooped up in the hallway, hitting the 15 count. She got mirrors now. Look at the Lord. She got mirrors now. So now she ain't just in there dancing to her shadow and going on like this to her shadow. You know, all of that, y'all. Now she got Latto. It's Latto and it's mirrors. It's mirrors around her. She got mirrors. She did not have mirrors. No, she didn't. She did not have mirrors. What her did? She did not have mirrors. No, she did. So now Brittany got mirrors, y'all. Brittany, look, y'all. She got mirrors. She could do all of that, and yay, she could do all of that stuff. I'm like, Brittany, you need to go on energy with all of this tour because I want to see her here. I'm a slave for you. That choreography, I love that choreography. I was like, get it, Brittany. I'm a slave for you is one of my favorite videos and songs by Britney Spears. I love I'm a slave for you. So Brittany, why don't you hit your old choreography? Like, why you always, you know, don't please, can you hit I'm a slave for you one time? One time for the good time, Brittany, because you killed it. She used to slap. Okay. And so I love Britney. I do. I really love Britney Spears. So this is my girl. This is my girl. And this is freedom. This is freedom in its finest. Mm-hmm. I'm looking forward to be able to do all of this all day. Give me a cute little young tenderoni like she did and be at home doing this all day. Like it seems wonderful. Shout out to my boo Cammy. She said, "This is my house. This is my house." She said, "I'm crying. That takes me out." Girl, that's what Brittany said. Brittany said, "This is my house. This is my house." Yes, I'm gushing. I love Brittany, you. I love Brittany. Thank you, Cammy Fly. Thank you so much for the super sticker, sweetie. I love Brittany. Yes, I gushes over Brittany. I love Brittany Spears. But moving right along. But shout out to my boo Brittany. We got to get that choreography together. I'm about to call her later. Like, girl, it's a whole bunch of parts that you ain't supposed to be doing. So, Akbar pop quiz unfit V. Akbar pop quiz begged Nikki and finally got a feature V. She done made a diss track against my girl Cardi. Now we already know what's going on. We ain't rehashing all of that gross. That was a lot of a lot to rehash. But long story short, we all know that Akbar V and Cardi B are into it, right? So Akbar V decides to make a diss track. Okay, so let's get into the. I think we're fine playing it. I hope we're okay. So, but let's listen to the little snippet.
Just like Pookie, the drum hole 6-0 and it's block folding. That's word too. She's still ugly by the way. It's crack. Can I smoke bitches like Pookie? The drum hole 6-0 and it's block folding. That's word too.
Akbar pop quiz unfit V. Girl, sending your kids on the wrong bus V. Girl, calling the wrong school asking for your churn V. Girl. um, I don't like it. I don't like it. I'm all for this track. If she wants to go in a booth and go at Cardi, I mean, it's music. It's just what's wrong with that? I don't think anything is wrong with that. But there's something wrong with it if it's trash, and that's what it's given. So it's trash. I don't like what I'm hearing thus far. And Akbar hasn't said it exactly when she's going to release it or if she's going to. Well, I'm not going to say if. More so when she's going to release the whole track. But so far no good. I'm glad you only played that piece because, especially starting off, you still ugly. You're still fat. I don't get it. If you're gonna talk about surgeries and stuff like that, like you ain't getting none. I mean, two can play that game. I mean, like that's what I'm saying. Like that's trash. Like to say he's still ugly. That's like okay. So Carter responds. She's supposed to say you still fat. Like and she's supposed. So yeah, hair flip. I just think if you're gonna come at Cardi, come harder than that. You know, you got it's the people that swear they write every word for me that be coming weak. You know, so it's like you can tell you write your music. Like that's not always a good thing. When you write your music, because if you write your music and it's trash, it's just like maybe you should hand somebody else the pen. Maybe you should, that pen you write with, take it and hand it to somebody else. Cause, cause you're trash. So maybe you need a phantom writer, a ghost writer, a hologram writer. Maybe, so yeah. So for you to be so ill with the pen, let's see, like, okay, this is you a battle against Cardi. I'm here for it. If you want to rap against, she's say you still ugly. So she started it off. She said something about Pookie. Word to Pookie. Word to Pookie. Let's listen to it one more time.
She's still ugly by the way. It's crack. Can I smoke bitches like Pookie? The drum hole 6-0 and it's block folding. That's word too.
Okay. Apparently she's crack. I mean, if it, I don't know if you're gonna make it a direct diss track. The first like 3 or 4 bars to me are going to be very important. To catch people's attention. That you can be talking to anybody. Shout out to Cami. She says, honest question, how did she diss Cardi? Where is the diss? Explain it for me. I'm confusion. She is stating that look, Akbar teases a diss to Cardi B. Okay. And then here, let's get a little bit more into detail. Let's pull this up. Akbar V speaks on this record she recorded. Okay. Now let's listen to Akbar.
And it's dope. Ain't that coming out? That's that. And double that money up. Make sure y'all double that motherfucker. See, I don't need no bitch in my mix. None of that. Like whatever I say, I stand on it. Straight standing on business. I don't know, I might want to drop tonight. Might want to drop Friday. Might want to drop next Friday. I don't know how I'm playing this shit. It's my pen. I wrote it. Yeah. Listen. It's up and it's stuck. Ain't that coming out? Yeah, it be like the one that don't be knowing what's going on, it just has so much to say. Yeah. So like I can just really like end bitches with like 2 lines. That's that. Today's a good day. New music about to get ready to drop. I don't know if I'm gonna drop it at night. I don't know if I'm dropping Friday.
Gonna say no ad to stream. So yeah, not only did Nicki tweet it, she also stated it in a song. After all of that surgery, you're still ugly, and that is what gets me. So she definitely like that's what I'm saying. Akbar, like, girl, like, get off Nicki nuts. Oh, like, girl, get off her nuts. Like, every time, like, she just keeps throwing Nicki in it, and like that's super annoying. But her starting that song off like you are still ugly, you still ugly by the way, and whatnot, that is definitely her, you know, biting off of what Nicki has allegedly stated about Cardi. So it's definitely like a play on words and whatnot. But that's trash. Like why do you keep biting off Nicki so hard? Like it's just like, girl, back up. Like it's becoming like stalkerish is what it's becoming. No different when she was just arguing with Cardi. At Nicki Minaj changed my life, and I'm like, no, the girl don't even. She ain't got nothing to do with this. Like, girl, don't stop it. Like, it's trash. Like, that's I'm just like, oh, it's the clout chase for me. It's like we know you know Nicki. Like we know you on a track with her. You on a Queen mix. We get it. Like we know you know her. Like why do you have to involve her in this? This ain't got nothing to do with her. Like, cut it out. This is between you and Cardi. Like that in the story. Stop it. She didn't call Nicki, she called you. So that's the thing. It's like, why do you keep involving her? Like, I feel like Nicki got her own ish to deal with. Like, she got a lot going on. She's suing people, all types of stuff. So I just feel like it's trash to keep involving her. It's like, girl, be an adult. Like, handle this on your own. You can handle Cardi. Because back in the day, you was talking here when Ra Ali did what she did or allegedly did or whatever happened at that event to where Cardi came out the party, how she came out the party. Akbar was throwing shade back then, you know, and saying certain things about Cardi, you know, and getting nodded, you know, and stuff. She's been throwing shade at Cardi. Like, it's nothing new. You know, I mean, they were cool at times, but, you know, Akbar has said certain things about Cardi. She absolutely have. So it's just like, this isn't anything new. This didn't just start, you know, like it been kind of brewing, you know, between the two. So what heightened it as of recently, I don't know. You know, only Cardi know and only Akbar know, like what really sparked it toward Cardi, like, let me call you, you know, type of situation, because I don't play those type of games. So I do feel that and with her stating this, like I could end in this live, her stating that she could end itches with 2 bars, you know, and whatnot. So this is definitely a diss track to Cardi. So it's, you know, her statement, you know, her not literally saying like this is a diss track. Like she's not saying that, but it's not a coincidence. Like they just beef, and then all of a sudden she coming out saying stuff about this thing, because you know when Nicki was saying the "you still ugly" and stuff like that, it was referring to Cardi. So you don't have to. Her just wanting to ride off Nicki way. Shout out to Kevin. She said, "Sean, you are trying to translate since you speak language fluently." But yeah, I mean that's pretty much it is what it is. They just got into it, and Akbar is starting a new track off by stating "you are so ugly." That is she is definitely talking about Cardi, like 100%, like 100%. And so, but yeah, but the beef has been there, like it's been there. So I feel like Akbar was on both sides at the beginning. It's like a whoever works with her type of situation. And I guess she felt some type of energy and felt that feature was never coming from Cardi. So I don't know if that's what started it. And then, but Akbar was throwing shade at Cardi when that situation happened. But Akbar, she said a lot of lies. Like she said, I don't talk about kids and all of that stuff. You dogged Alexis Sky's child. And when she was arguing back and forth with Cardi, it's like, oh, you keep bringing up kids. I don't talk about kids. I don't bring kids up. Yes, you do. Like, you bring kids up too. So it's like, yeah, don't do that. Them two getting into it, whatever they're into it for, only they know, type of situation. Two wrongs don't make a right. I feel like a lot of stuff Cardi did, I don't think she should have necessarily did, showing Akbar's video, you know, and stuff like that. I don't think Cardi should have did those things. I don't think Cardi should have talked about Akbar's deceased parent or parents. I don't think she should have did any of those things. Like, I'm not about to sit here and say I agree with everything Cardi did. No. I do not agree with any of those things. I don't think she should have did none of them. But again, with Akbar, I feel like if you're poking people, you don't get to tell them how they get to approach you. I'm gonna poke you and say this, and we're gonna keep it on this. We're not gonna go. No, you're not gonna tell me where I'm gonna go. You know, with this fight, and it's the same thing with Akbar. So she's just like, now I'm making a track against you, and this. Okay, it's music. Okay, cool. I don't see anything wrong with Akbar doing a diss track, but if you're going to come hard, you know, is how I feel. Like, come off saying something reckless. You know, like people said the that remix that Lil Kim and Megan Thee Stallion did, the Plan B remix, that Lil Kim's verse was weak. I don't think so. And I love how Lil Kim came in. She came in with a bang, you know, immediately, you know. And I feel like if Akbar, you come in like that, like if you gonna go at somebody, come in hard. Like, your first bars need to be mad disrespectful. Like, because that's what it is when you dissing somebody. You disrespectful. You mad disrespectful to the person. So, I mean, where is it? If you're gonna go at Cardi and do a diss track, I'm not against it. I'm not against Cardi responding either. That'll be lit. You know, Cardi responding, that'd be lit. And she just threw a little track out there, gets her real quick. Okay, sign me up. But yeah, I don't think anything, you know, is wrong with it. Robert said, when you want someone to leave you alone and shut the F up, you'll say anything. Referring to what? Referring to what? Right, you get what you get. I mean, you do. That's, I mean, yeah, you can't start beefing with somebody and cussing somebody out and telling them how to come back at you. Like, you don't get to do that. But it don't mean just because you're going back and forth with somebody that you need to say the type of things that, you know, Cardi said. It doesn't, you know, because, you know, Akbar says himself, but she ain't saying nothing like Cardi. Nothing like Cardi. But yeah, so shout out to Akbar and shout out to Cardi. I'm excited to hear what, you know, the whole track of what Akbar has said about Cardi, because now it's pressure, because now people feel like you're making a diss track against Cardi and you didn't knock it. So we want to hear it. Drop it. I want to hear it. I'm excited. But I don't like the start of it. I don't like the start of it. So shout out to Latto. Now this young lady on TikTok, she is so cute. She is adorable. And she was interviewing people on, I'm assuming at an event. And at this event, Big Latto was there. And she was questioned by the young lady. And a lot of people have a problem. I feel like people are torn with Latto's response. So let's get into that.
Describe your personal style.
I think I'm authentic. I think I give a modern, sexually liberated woman. You'll learn about that later.
Okay. How would you describe your personal style?
I think I'm authentic. I think I give a modern, sexually liberated woman. You'll learn about that later.
Okay. How would you describe your personal style?
I will say this. A lot of people say that it was disrespectful. I don't think it was disrespectful or inappropriate. I don't think it was inappropriate. I don't know. I mean, I get why people would feel like, I don't know. I think it's because the only word that she said was sexually, you know, because I mean that it's just she just said sexually. It's not like she said, you know, like sexually active or you know, I think. But I do think with a child asking you a question, I don't think it should have went to sexual at all. Like a just a, not even the word sexual, sex, like nothing. You know, there's other ways I feel that she could have expressed herself. Latto, this is why artist development is so important. Because when you have tough situations, like, you know, not because this was to me, it would have been a tough situation. I would have just thought the little girl was just so adorable and just would have just been so sweet and cute to her. Just like, oh, you're so cute. I wouldn't have answered that way, but Latto did. And, you know, her saying that you'll find out about that when you get older, I feel like even Latto felt some type of way because to state that you'll find out when you get older, then why are we having this conversation now? Why are we talking about this now? Why are we talking about it now then? You know, like that. I need to be that, you know, whatever. I just feel like if the young lady would have been like, what do you mean by that? Latto, what would you have said? When you say what you said, what do you mean by that? What, oh, you'll find out about that when you get older. It's like, because there's a little, you know, weird, you know, that you would say that to a kid. You know, it's like, that would have been a great answer for if like an adult or at least a teenager, you know, somebody that's like at least 16, 17, you know, that was doing reporting. If they did that, not that big deal. But at least, you know, they know what they need to know. You know, nothing needs to be explained, you know? So it's like when your kid gets in the car and it's like, Mom, so how do you dress sexually free? Or, you know, whatever, you know, a parent kind of go look at them like, you know, how do you explain that? I don't know what is going on right now, but it is bothering me. It is annoying me, sorry. But yeah, so I don't know. But I feel like if you have to say that at the end, then you know what you're saying probably isn't appropriate to be saying. So I don't know. But I don't feel like Latto meant any harm, you know, by what she said, honestly. In my honest opinion, I don't think she was saying it to shock and awe, you know, or anything like that. I think it just came out naturally, you know, just, you know, so yeah. I don't know, but let's listen to that one more time, and y'all tell me what y'all think in the comments. I want to know what y'all think.
How would you describe your personal style?
I think I'm authentic. I think I give a modern, sexually liberated woman. You'll learn about that later.
Okay. How would you describe your personal style?
I think I'm authentic. I think I give a modern, sexually liberated woman. You'll learn about that later.
Okay. How would you describe your personal style?
I think I'm authentic. I think I give a modern, sexually liberated woman. You'll learn about that later.
Okay. How would you describe your personal style?
I think I'm authentic. I think I give a modern, sexually liberated woman. You'll learn about that later.
Okay. How would you describe your personal style?
Yeah, I don't think it's an excuse either. With people stating that the young lady shouldn't have been at the event. If she wasn't supposed to be there, she wouldn't have been. So that means that the event was an appropriate, you know, type of event to have her at. And I'm sure her parents were right there because she didn't come by herself. So her parents are right there. So yeah, I don't think that it was inappropriate. I think it was adorable that they had her there. And even the time of day, it was a decent time for her to. So it's not like this was 2, 3 o'clock in the morning and it's a bunch of drunk people walking past and she's like, hey, no, that's not what was going on. So her mother was present, and whatnot. So it wasn't like this was inappropriate. Were there drinks? I have no idea. I don't know if there were drinks, but she was pretty much just like red carpet, type of situation. She went like next to the bar. She went like next to the bar questioning a Latto, and Latto walk up, like no, that's not what it were. That's not what it were. But I don't know if there's. I'm sure. I bring my kids to events like barbecues and stuff like that. There's events that have alcohol, baby showers, and there's all type of events that have liquor at it, and children are there. So weddings, there's certain events, charity events, but it's usually something light. It's either like wine or champagne. So it's not like people walking around taking shots, and stuff like that. No. So at this event that this young lady was at, I believe if there was any alcohol, it was more so like champagne and like wine that was served. So, but no, it wasn't like everybody turned up, drinking, twerking, partying. Like, no, that's not what it was. But so that's how I feel that, especially with her having her parent there with her, I feel like she was fine. I mean, what's the big deal? I mean, her mama right there. The young lady, she didn't get in any trouble. She wasn't hurt. There was no injuries. And nobody take her. When no Hollywood execs trying to steal her and bring her to the Illuminati and hypnotize her and put the red dye in and the pink stuff in it, like what didn't that happen? Her mama was there. Her father might have been there too, but I know her mom was. So yeah, I feel like it was fine. When her mama left, she left with her. They came together, left together. So yeah, I think that it was cute. But like I said, I don't think Latto meant anything by it. It could have been just like a slip of the tongue. Because usually at events, you're not being questioned by children. So like I said, anybody else, Latto's question would have been a perfect answer. That would have been a great answer. But to a child, a little weird. But I think, again, most celebrities are used to being questioned by adults. So when certain questions are asked, it's kind of like you give your natural, response. And sometimes you may say a word. It's kind of like when you slip and say a curse word, or something like that, because whatever. So yeah, I don't think she meant any harm. So shout out to Latto, and shout out to the young lady. She was cute. I think it was a good idea to have her on the little red carpet. When I thought that was a really cute idea. She was dressed appropriately. Her parent was there. Shout out to Gia. She said, "Pop quiz, tell me what your shirt is." Love you, Sean. I love you too. Thank you, sweetie. Thank you so much. Latricia says it's giving inappropriate. I think a lot of people feel that it was inappropriate because what most people, come on, Sean, her ass was very inappropriate. See, this is what I'm saying. I'm not disagreeing with people that say that her answer was inappropriate, but I don't think it was like a deliberate, type of, I want to over sexualize my answer because you're a child. I don't feel like it was like that. I just think that she just answered how she normally would without editing herself. And you have people that aren't around a lot of children and she don't even have no children. So, like that's another thing. A lot of us can just automatically edit ourselves, when it comes to children and being around children. And a lot of people don't. So it's a lot of y'all that walk around your house hooping and hollering and cussing up a storm and all of that. And y'all don't care that children are there because the majority of the time you're talking to one. So the majority of the time you're talking to one. So there's all type of things that are yelled out, and stuff during anger and things like that. So that's what I'm saying too. I don't think this was deliberate. I don't think that let me say something that is going to make this young lady uncomfortable. Like, I don't think that's what she was trying to do. I think she realized that maybe I shouldn't have said that. Maybe I should have said that by throwing, on the end of it. You'll find out about that when you get older. So yeah, I feel like even she feels that her answer was inappropriate. But it's different when something is deliberate and when something isn't. So I don't think it's deliberate. I think she said something. It was kind of like, like slip of the tongue. I don't think it was anything out of like any type of malice or anything like that. I don't think, but it was, like I said, I can disagree with anyone that says that it's inappropriate. Because, if that was my kid, I wouldn't want somebody answering like that. I was like, did you really? Really? You just can't say just out of fashion liberation. I just feel liberated of that. It just has sort of sexually in there, huh? So I get it. Yeah, but at the same time, innocent mistake. I don't feel like she needs to be like mosh pit and chasing her with pitchforks and torches, because she said that. Like I don't think it's that deep. But this is why training is so important. So that they know how to handle themselves. Artists know how to handle themselves. Artist development is very important. Because you can step on yourself a lot, but a lot of people don't necessarily listen like nowadays. I feel like back in the day when they did it, you didn't have a choice. When you got signed to a record label, you had to do artist development. You did not have a choice. It was like part of the deal. You had to be taught how to be a star. Now people are just winging it, and they've been winging it for a very long time. That's why the star, like in our time, our stars, like the ones coming up from like even before like the 80s, I would say all the way until like early 2000s. The reason why those people got to be stars is because they were protected. Everything about them was protected. When we heard of them and saw them, it was through performance or a movie or a music video, or something. That's how we saw them, or tabloids. Sometimes we would see paparazzi, they snap a picture of them at a restaurant and stuff like that. So that's the only way we got to find these things out. Nowadays, there's no more privacy. Like all of the privacy is gone. So that's why our stars got to be actual stars, because we focus more on the talent than the gossip, because it wasn't much of it, besides like certain people like Whitney Williams and, certain magazines, there wasn't much gossip. Like there really wasn't. So we were more so concerned about what was going on in our neighborhoods, and stuff like that. That was the drama, the Facebook and, MySpace and all of that, people beefing with each other, so that was our drama. Celebrities weren't really involved. They weren't involved in any of the stuff. Most of them that they did have when like MySpace and stuff like that, Facebook and stuff first started, the celebrities that did never said anything. They would just have profiles, and with nothing on it. They didn't do much talking. So, and then the age of social media, the age of AI, basically to where everything became digital. Everything, so you can get it immediately. Anything you want to know about your favorite person, we used to sit back and wonder what our favorite celebs ate and the restaurants they went to and the vacations they went on, and when they were just hanging out day to day, how they hung out, if they were cool people. So it was all just in our mind, that we have to just kind of wonder, and whatnot. Now we can see it. So if I want to know my favorite person eat, not only do I know where they eat at, I see what they order when they're there, how they eat, if they smack, if they're nice, if they're mean, now I can see all of that. So now it's taking the quality from the person, That is why I respect people like Beyonce and Jay-Z, because they keep that. Beyonce could be on social media all the time, just hanging out with her family and just showing up. She don't show you nothing. She keeps herself a mystery because that's how people were actual stars. The Princes, the Michael Jacksons. There were so many rumors that went around about them. Michael Jackson bought the Elephant Man bones, and he has a hyperbolic chamber. You know, there were so many rumors and whatnot, but we never knew if any of it was true. But that's what made them stars, you know, because it was just all in our mind. We had to guess, we had to talk among each other, you know, in order to figure out how much, you know, because everybody knew something different. So let's all put our information together. That's how fan clubs and stuff like that got started. It's not like that anymore. You know, now it's clubs of people going against each other versus to just clubs of people getting together just so they can learn more about, you know, their star, you know, about the people that they love. Like back in the day, the Jackson 5, they had their family, their sisters, the ones that stayed at home that wasn't like famous like Janet or LaToya and them. They ran the fan group with their mother Catherine. And the fans would come over to the house and have dinner with them and stuff. And they would just to be there, like, and hope that the boys came home so the fans got to meet them. But they made money, you know, off of that, off of just because people wanted to pay just to be where the Jacksons are, you know, because it just added so much mystery and sitting there in the home, imagining what they eat, if they'd be running around, if they'd be fighting each other, which brother would be arguing with which brother. So it has so much mystery and fantasy and fascination behind it, so where all of that is removed now. Now it's a war. now they're wars, you know, of people against each other. So that's why music and stuff, you know, it's just not fun, you know, like how it used to be. Like our kids will never know how lit the music industry was, how competitive they were, album to album. It was lit, you know, in our time. We got real music. Now, some people, yes, but overall, you know, we're not necessarily being fed. But yeah, but shout out to Latto. And all of the artists, but I think a lot of people just need to go back to just being quiet. Say nothing. Say nothing. Make your fans starve for you. That's why the Navy starves for Rihanna. That's why the Beehive starves for Beyonce, because they don't say nothing. They don't say anything. They just chill. So that's why the Navy. Cool, don't get me wrong. Some Beehivers, we die hard. We absolutely are. But we be chilling most of all. We be chilling and waiting for the queen. Like, we be chilling. That's it. We be hanging out. We be hanging out. The Navy, what's in the Navy? We be chilling. We be hanging out. We don't be out here doxing people and threatening people's lives and threatening each other, you know, threatening this gang and this, like, we ain't doing all that. You know, we just chilling. Okay. So, yeah, so that's why, you know, so I said, if I'm gonna be a part of anything, it's the Beehive, because we just be chilling. I love the Beehive. All they do all day long. I follow so many people that are like fan clubs of Beyonce's, and they just share her stuff. Like I follow so many people, and they just chill. Like they don't be arguing with each other. Nothing. Beyonce be sending even the people on IG, especially a lot of those creators. She be sending them Ivy Park wardrobe boxes, and I'm like, Beyonce is lit. So she be really doing stuff for her fans and whatnot. And she do pay attention. She absolutely does. She don't say much, but she pay attention. She be watching. So yeah, so that's one thing that I do love about Beyonce and Rihanna, because Rihanna's the same way. She be sending the Navy all type of fancy stuff, and you know all that she do. Like especially the people that really F with her and support her. Oh yeah, she be hooking them up. And it's the same thing with Beyonce. They not beefing with nobody. Beyonce quietly over there giving people stuff. Rihanna over there quietly giving people stuff. You know, so and that's why people are so excited, you know, about Rihanna doing anything musically, about Beyonce doing anything musically. The reason why Beyonce and people like Rihanna, people say that they're mediocre or they're not this and they're not that. They're not drama. Since they're not filled with a bunch of drama and back and forth and on social media, atting this person, coming at this person, and this and this, Beyonce could have came forward the victim so many times from people dogging her, her husband, her children, all of that. Same thing with Rihanna. She could come forward right now. Her boy, baby daddy going through all types of stuff with charges. All this, she'll say nothing. She's sitting over there chilling. That ain't got nothing to do with her. So in this same thing, Beyonce, she could have been coming forward as, oh my God, you guys talk about I'm old. No, instead she's chilling. She ain't worried about none of that. She doesn't care. She doesn't care. She doesn't care. You don't respond, because once you start responding, you have to keep on responding. And that's why a lot of people are in the situations that they're in right now. It's given, I'm gonna get into it with somebody, and when I get into it with them, I'm gonna drop a song after. Like it's that's what it's starting to seem like, because a lot of these beefs are just not organic. They're coming out of nowhere. You know, so I mean, it just, back in the day when certain people was beefing, it made sense. Now these people that are beefing, it's just too much. It's just like, what? Like, this is so petty. So petty. But yeah, I mean, it is what it is. But moving right along, shout out to Latto. I like her. I like Latto. I don't really feel like she meant anything back. So Nasal He says Latto deserves to be G-checked over the interview with the little girl. She ain't have to be so provocative. Okay. Hazel Lee says right here, I would have had to G-check her on the side. She ain't have to be so provocative in front of that little girl. Modern, seductive, and liberated. Vivacious, current, and free-spirited. You just got to know what is appropriate for what audience. Bring back, ooh, I just said that. Bring back artist development. I used to teach it when I was a publicist for Interscope. I remember the first time I trained Gaga for the red carpet and read the room. So I absolutely agree with artist development. Now I'm not, because Walla World E, girl, Hazel Bad Body E, girl, Nasal E, girl, Nasal He, girl, Hazel Botched E. So Hazel, Nasal. The only thing I agree with her saying bring back artist development. I agree. Artist development does need to be brought back, because it does. You do need to learn how to read rooms and read energy, and they teach you, you know, how certain movement, what certain people are doing, certain conversations that are being had, the ones that you should engage, the ones that you shouldn't. You know, I don't like they teach you those things because they show you how to move in a room full of vultures, because that's what you are. Like, inside of the entertainment field, you got to be a vulture. You got to be, is you eating what they eating type of situation. If vultures is the highest thing in this room, I need to become one. So, you know, I think that that's true. I think that artist development does need to come back. And I think that people should want to go under artist development. Like, you should want to. Like, there's so many things you can avoid, you know, by getting artist development done. Because just little things like this, because to me, this is not that big of a deal. But I don't think, you know, appropriate. I don't think so. I don't think like I said, I wouldn't have said it. I would have said something else. I wouldn't have said that. I wouldn't have said that. But I mean, you live and you learn. So I don't think that she should be canceled, you know, or anything like that. It's just an honest mistake. I don't think, you know, I don't feel like she'd do it again. I mean, if given the opportunity, I feel that Latto would approach it completely different. Because, you know, again, she would read the room, because that's what you're supposed to do. Read the room, girl. See everybody say, look, okay, okay, now let me walk in. You know, type of situation. Don't just walk right in, because then if somebody bump into you, basically, be like, oh, hey, you know, interviewing you, you know, you want to be on your square. You know, you want to be ready. And you clearly weren't ready. Not for that young lady, because the answer wasn't even like a terrible answer. It just, not necessarily for a kid. But yeah, she definitely was caught off guard, because if she had a chance to think, I don't think she would have said that. I don't. But, you know, hopefully she learned from this experience. So Danileigh says that she doesn't have any more problems with Bae Simone. Despite requesting she may not be present during her wild and out appearance over alleged romance with the baby. Absolutely. So let's listen to this bullish naive.
For that day, for her being there in her time. I don't got no more problems. I don't want to speak on the situation at all. I'm on tour. I'm working on new music. I just want to like focus on that. And who knows if this will get backlash because it is what it is with me. I know everybody likes to come for me. It's all good. Like, but I'm really just focusing on it's just protecting my peace, protecting my energy. That's it. That's all I gotta say. So yeah, I don't know if there's anything else I would like to say, but yeah. Let's see what part the blogs pick up from this live and see what happens because it is what it is. It's no beef.
Girl, I don't like your damn
Everybody on the
cousin.
cast, the show, everybody.
Shut up. Yeah, girl, I don't like your cousin. I don't like your cousin at all. I really don't. And I know how it is with my family, so I mean, you could get it too. But yeah, I don't like your cousin at all. I really don't. Your cousin is mad dumb. Your cousin is mad dumb. Your cousin is mad goofy. Like, yeah, hair flip. Like, yeah, I don't like your cousin. So you ain't gonna like this commentary. You ain't gonna like this commentary, but you could get it too. So please don't get beat up for your cousin. Shout out to you, B.
Good, like, but I'm really just focusing on it's just protecting my peace, protecting my energy. That's it. That's all I gotta say. So yeah, I don't know if there's anything else I would like to say, but yeah. Let's see what part the blogs pick up from this live and see what happens because it is what it is. It's no beef. Everybody on the cast and the show, everybody was cool. It was no problems on set. It was problems now, but it's all good. Like I'm not even tripping. Nobody's in my position. I had a kid with John. Like this ain't no little. It's a real like for that day for her being there in her time. I don't got no more problems. I don't want to speak on the situation at all. I'm on tour.
Yes, you speaking on. You already came forward with your heart palpitating out your chest, voice sitting there cracking, very scary. Like, girl, chill out. So, your hair flip. You don't have any problems with her after you decide that you don't want her to be on the show. If you was gonna be on the show, like, girl, you're trash. Oh, girl, you're goofy, beige. Like, this is why I don't like. He want a yellow. This is why I don't like he want a yellow. This is why I do not like her because she's mad goofy. I'm like, this is the type of bitch that wants somebody to treat her badly. She does not want a good man. You can tell because she walked right past good men every day to try to get to one that's gonna dog her. Goofy. Like she's just a bird. I'm just like, girl, he don't want you. We saw it. You could basically say national TV. Like, girl, he said you were never his girl, none of that. You were a hole with an ice pump in it. What about it? You are a hole. Yes. You sat there and believed him when he said, have my baby while he was poking you. Oops. Girl, why? Like, girl, you sat there and fell for the okie doke. You do not get special treatment. Don't nobody feel bad for you at all whatsoever. If you don't have no problem with Beige Simone and the color book creator, if you don't have a problem with her, then it shouldn't have been no issue for her to be on the show. You should have just said that, look, keep her on the other side of the stage. I don't deal with her like that. Make it so that her and I really ain't got to interact. Like, other than that, we good. Do your thing. That's simple. Or she could have just simply sat in the audience when you came on stage. Like, which I heard she did. So, I mean, because she was still getting paid no matter what. Rather, you wanted her to be up there with you or not, she was still going to get a check. So you weren't stopping any checks. You absolutely weren't doing that. Because if the producers listened to you and abided by you, why would they take B. Simone pay? What did B. Simone do wrong that she shouldn't be getting paid? I'm here, I'm well, I ain't calling in. Why I ain't getting paid? Oh, y'all don't need me today? Okay, well, I still need my check. And you best believe that's the least that the producers could have did. And most of these seasons are done contractually. So if you're going to be on the whole season, then that means you get either your check at the beginning and a check at the end, or just a whole check at the beginning before you do anything at all. So, girl, you weren't stopping a bag. You ain't never had that much power in your life, beige. Like, you the one who thought yellow girls have more fun. You the one who thought that, girl. You're the one who thought that yellow girls have more fun. Yellow girls have more fun, girl. Like, yeah, you're the one who thought that and got put out like a dark one. And got put out like a dark one. You and that baby. You and your baby. This nigga done beat up your brother, jumped your brother in a bowling alley. All of that. You're trash. You are trash. You are absolutely somebody that wants to be dogged. You don't want a good man. You like black men, so you want one that treats you like trash, so that can be an excuse when y'all break up. But y'all was never together. Remember, you're a whole. You absolutely were. You absolutely were. How does Megan taste? How does Pegasus taste, girl? Yeah, because y'all was together at that time, remember? Yeah, absolutely. Add them up. If Megan would have got pregnant, y'all would have had y'all children around the same time. Say I'm lying, Danny. Say I'm lying, girl. Weren't y'all going together? Was he not your man? When he slept with Megan Thee Stallion before she got shot in her hood? Do you have a problem with her? You have a problem with her? She made it clap on your nigga face. You know what Megan tastes like? Type-ish. Girl. Like, girl, you better go sit down somewhere that's been sucking on horses and all. Girl, hair flip. When y'all going together? But you got a problem with B. Okay, girl. Okay, girl. That's what I say. You have a problem with everybody he slept with. Stop acting like he only allegedly slept with B. Simone while y'all were in this imaginationship in your mind. Because you was the only one in the relationship. We found that out again on national IG. Nah. What? I'm going to tell the truth. I'm going to tell the truth. I don't like her. She's a bird. I don't like her. She wants to be dogged. There's plenty of women out there that's like that, whose self-esteem is so low, and they be beautiful women. They be beautiful, but their self-esteem is so low that they feel like they need to be told what to do. They feel like they deserve it. They feel that they deserve for men to treat them badly, for them to yell at them. They feel like they deserve it. Because when a man is good to them, they ignore him. They ignore good men. They find reasons to not want to be with him. But then the dog, they find every reason to want to be with him. Oh, every reason. Girl, you're trash. You should have more respect for yourself and your daughter. You break the cycle. Oh my goodness. Girl, you break the cycle. You break it. Like, it's your job. It's your responsibility. You break it. You break the cycle. So it's just, yeah, I just think that that's trash. Like, did all of this stuff to you, literally fighting your family, going against your family, or telling your family was doing magic on him, all type of stuff. All type of stuff. He had to basically escape from the Dominican Republic with the baby, so that the baby, they trying to make sure that the baby was born in America. All of this. Girl, he done took you through all type of stuff. And then the infamous videos of him calling the police on you to have you removed from his home. You were never my girl. Girl, he jumped your brother at that bowling alley. And your brother cute. Now, if your brother was ugly, I'd just be like, well, he shouldn't have been on there. Oh, well. But he cute. I was just like, oh, no, girl, girl, you should have protected him. You should have sent some goons down there, bitch. So, but here, flip, girl, he jumped your brother. The attractive one. Girl, you're an op against your own self. Girl, you're your own worst enemy. Like, you literally are. So, yeah, she wants to be dogged and dragged because when he did all this, she come before a crime, want y'all sympathy and y'all empathy. And then y'all all feeling sorry for her, like, the baby is a horrible person, which she is, and a murderer. He is a horrible person. And then y'all saying all this about the baby. you know, all of this stuff. And then this whole time, that's what I said. It's chicks like her that you'll defend her because somebody is doing something to her, like abusing her in some way. And then she's the type that after you put your life and whatever on the line for her, she'll be over there nursing his wounds that you gave him. So like her brother, when they got into it, if her brother would have won the fight, and she would have been at home bandaging the baby, making sure that he was okay over her own brother. Like that's what she gives. She cares more about him than her own family. I'm just like, yeah, girl, you're trash. Like, girl, you absolutely are trash. Because after he jumped my brother, especially, oh, that definitely would have been my last straw. That's it. That's my family. Like, you're not going to come from my family. I'm always going to choose my family over anybody because they permanent. You're very temporary. Very temporary. So, yeah, no, I'm not about to destroy permanent relationships over something temporary. You tried it. So, I just feel like Danny's trash. I do. If you didn't have a problem with B. Simone, then you shouldn't have made a big deal out of it. You should have never went to the producers and said a word. Instead, when blogs are coming out talking about it, you're underneath posts giggling, you know, basically like a little hood rat. And then when somebody says something, you want to come forward trembling, talking. For what? Girl, beat her up. Beat her up. Clearly you want to beef. Clearly you want to smoke. But now that you getting it, now what's the problem? Now you're the victim. I don't have any more problems with. So you clearly had a problem. So cut it out. Don't make it seem like this energy came out of nowhere. But the people that are defending B. Simone, Beige Simone, because I never would. She still owe people pages of books. Sent out 32-page books with 6 pages in it. So she still owe people crayons and all of that stuff. So until she paid them people back and figure that situation out and stop being so beige, then it is what it is. But I don't like her. I don't like. I feel like all y'all are colorists. All y'all, Danileigh, B. Simone, all y'all. I feel like all y'all are colorists. Every single last one of y'all. So all of y'all are weird. All of y'all are weird. All of y'all are weird. Yes, all of y'all are weird. So yeah, this is what she gets. It absolutely is. So B. Simone put out this trash. Whoo! Trash. Where's this trash at? She put out some trash. So she put out this diss track about Danny.
Yeah, it's silent, but I'm pushing P. No, I don't want your baby daddy. Swear I'm way too P. Relax, I'm way too G. Plus, I'm trying to keep the peace. Don't get loud, have a seat. You are beating number 3. Number 3. Let me hear it. Diamonds on pneumonia, yeah, it's silent, but I'm pushing P. No, I don't want your baby daddy. Swear I'm way too P. Relax, I'm way too G. Plus, I'm trying to keep the peace. Don't get loud, have a seat. You are beating number 3. Number 3. Let me hear it.
Everybody can rap now. So she made this diss track and said that Danileigh is BM number 3, which she is. So with her saying that Danileigh is BM number 3, you need to chill out, girl. It was 2 of them that came before you and name tripping. Why are you hoe? Girl, Danileigh is tripping because she is still sleeping with the baby. She still feels like she has an ownership of him because he's still squirting her. So while that is happening, while the squirtation is going on, she feels, that she has ownership in some way. Because, she loved to be in an invisible relationship. He kissed me, we're dating. I woke up and he's still here, we're engaged. We're engaged. He left clothes here, I'm not signing a prenup. She just being in invisible relationships. Because she came forward and just like the heat up. I go with the baby my man, blah, 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 blah. And then he go live and let the whole world know, you were never my girlfriend. She was claiming him. So mentally, since they sleeping together still, I feel like she claiming him, like again. Because what's the problem? Who cares if they slept together? He probably, like I said, he probably slept with half the people here. Like, what about it? What you want all of the wilding out girls to leave too? Like, girl, you're weird. Like, girl, he's slept with the world, Craig. He's a whore. So I mean that's what I don't get it. I feel like you just don't like B Simone, which is cool because I don't either. But just be real about it. The baby would have to be the reason. And B Simone became for herself, like, because they ain't got no other beef. So it's just like, oh, okay. So clearly you're pressed about being a baby mama. Girl, I don't want to be a baby mama. It's all right. You baby mama number 3. What about it? Okay, what? Girl, I'm not about to be arguing with a bitch that got a baby by a nigga that I don't want. Like, girl, he sound like a headache. Because clearly he getting on your nerves because he about to get you beat all the way up. And you ain't even know it. He about to get you beat all the way up. And you ain't even know. So, yeah. I mean, is it really worth a 56 piece over? Girl, let's not do this. You done already got embarrassed before you want him on live again. Screaming to the top of his lungs that you still ain't his girlfriend. This time now the baby just gonna be walking. It's like, girl, do you want that all over again? Because he's still not with you. As far as I'm concerned, the baby don't go with nobody. He doesn't go with anybody. Now, is he smashing people? Yeah. But do he go with anybody? No. Is he publicly claiming anybody? No. No. The last woman that he actually claimed without disrespect, especially public disrespect, was Mimi. So when they did get back together for that little bit and whatnot, he was posting her every day. He was in pictures with her. They would post pictures of him and the family, him and her and kids out eating and, you know, and stuff like that. And he did not disrespect her. He didn't come live talking about some she ain't never been my girl. He do none of that. He do that because he respects her. He does. And he may have disrespected her, but he respects Mimi. It's something about her that grounds him. Something about her. So, I mean, what's the problem? And why you ain't said nothing? Why for come you ain't said nothing to Megasis? Because if he said, the baby said that he slept with Megan the day before Tory Carsey Lane's pow her in the hood, then that means Danileigh, y'all were going together. In your head. Y'all were in a relationship. So, yeah, guys were dating. In your mind. So, why for come you ain't say nothing to the horse? Why is you letting She-Hulk get away with everything? But make B Simone sit down. Okay, well, you can't make Megasis sit down. She's way bigger than you. So yeah, you ain't making Megasis sit down nowhere. Like at all. So what are you gonna do? This is getting weird. This is getting weird. Or like what are you gonna do, girl? So moving right along. B Simone, shut up. And Danileigh, you're goofy. Like I don't like her at all. Like I do not like her. She is trash. She is trash. So Danileigh says B Simone's diss track was weak. And she also said underneath there, but I'm immature, because B Simone went on, because she was being interviewed somewhere, and she stated that Danileigh was immature. And Danileigh says, but I'm immature. I never said anything to this girl. And she really went to the studio to write this weak song. Okay. You never said anything to her. You said it to the producers. You're right. You said it to the producers. Danny, stop acting like you didn't start this. Like you absolutely did. Like I can't stand when people do that. Like you're not about to throw rocks and hide your hands. You just got done saying on live before this that I don't have any problems with B Simone. I don't have any problems with her over there shaking and trembling. I don't have any problems with her. And then you come, but I'm immature. I thought you ain't had no problem. See, this is how y'all get beat up. This is how y'all get yanked, out of churches. Or this is how. I'm like, oh my God. So it's annoying. It's annoying. It drives me crazy. So it's just like, girl, shut up. If you don't want no problem, shut up. It's that mouth that keep getting you in trouble. So it's just like, shut it if you don't want no problems. Like, ugh, what is this? So shout out to the people in Florida before we get into the good bishop. Shout out to the people in Florida. I was watching the news. I've been watching it because I find hurricanes fascinating. So I was watching the hurricane, and my brother is down there, and I love my brother. Oh, I really like that one. I really like that one, God. So God knows that I really like him. He knows. Yes, I really like that one. So I don't want nothing to happen to that one. So I was nervous. I was nervous all night because I just, I don't know, I just get nervous. And my brother weird. So I talked to him just like, so I just put some mattresses up to the window. I said, mattresses. I said, oh my God. And then he said that he had took a bunch of water and he was filling up the bathtub. I said, gross. I said, why? Like, are you gonna drink it? He was like, yeah. I said, I think you need to come home. What is going on down there that you need to fill the bathtub up with some goddamn water and drink from it? Ew. Gross. So I'm just like, why? Hurry up. Hurry up. Why? Because the news was telling them to do that because they could be going a long time without water. So if you don't have, tubs or anything big enough, then you fill up your bathtub with drinking water, and all of that stuff because it'll hold it. So you go buy a whole bunch of water, fill it up, a whole bunch of water, fill it up, a whole bunch of water, fill it up. Oh. So they said that she was supposed to do that. I said, and you're supposed to drink it. He was like, yeah. I'm like, gross. I'm like, germs? I don't know, because I'm a germaphobe. So I'm just like, feet going to, like, no. Gross, right? But he had said it wrong because it wasn't to drink. It was just for, like, if you needed to bathe and, like, flushing the toilets, and stuff, because you could be out. Well, you could be. They said most of the areas are going to be without water for at least a week, or so. So I'm just like, gross. Like, you're going to drink out of the bathtub. I think you need to come home because gross. So, but he was like, no, it's not for that. I was just like, because I'm just like, well, why folk come y'all just can't leave the water in the bottles and just drink them at your leisure? I'm like, why do you have to pour them out? I'm like, that's weird. So he tell me all of this for me to find out, y'all. This motherfucker ain't near the hurricane. All that was getting was rain. I said, so you got mattresses and shit on your windows. You done filled up the bathtub. And all that water outside that the Lord is providing. And you ain't even in the danger zone? I said, it's not the damn apocalypse, brother. I said, get the damn mattress down off that window and empty that damn water out that damn tub. Get your stupid ass. I'm like, you're not even in the danger zone, man. I'm like, what are you doing? He was like, well, just in case you never know. Oh, I said, is your girlfriend still there? Because I totally don't blame her if she broke up with you. If she left, girl, because I would have too. I'm just like, So you doing all of this, and it's just raining where you at? That's it. Is it flooded yet? No. And if go downstairs and take the mattresses out the windows. Hurry up! Don't talk! Don't talk! Don't talk! Go take the mattresses out the window. Hurry up! Don't say nothing else to me until that mattress. I'm wondering why I felt like I was laying on box spring. And do you put my mattress up there? Why you use yours? So I'm just like, oh God. So it's people out there swimming in their house. And it's a thunderstorm where you at. And you got mattresses on windows. Because this is his first year living in Florida, y'all. So my baby's scared. You know, he don't know what to expect. You know, he did with the wind and all of that stuff. Go with poor baby. Because he's like my son. You know, so I'm just like, you know, so I know he down there nervous, scared. He trying to act like he a man. You know what I mean? You miss me. You wish you could come over my house and sit here with me. You do. Like, not don't act like you ain't scared. Yes, she is. You miss me. I can feel it. So, yes. So, you know, my baby brother down there. And, you know, so, but I'm just like, oh Lord, because, you know, my grandma, she kept it in this storm. We had to go in the basement. It didn't matter if it was severe isolated, it could be an isolated storm. And we had to turn everything off and go in the basement with the clock radio and a flashlight. So we know the drill. We know the drill. But I thought, well, this is the opposite. You know, you want to stay high. You know, you want to be low, like this is a hurricane. You know, so I tell them like you know, you want to be up high. You want to be low, okay? But anyways, so yeah, he over prepared all of that. I'm just like, it ain't doing nothing but rain there. God, you're annoying. So you know, hair flip. So he's fine, but there's a lot of people that are not. I forgot, I don't know if it was a sheriff or like the chief of police, but they came forward and they said that the death toll is expected to be in the hundreds. Now, I found that very annoying, okay? Because there's a lot of people in Florida, because there's a lot of power outages there right now and whatnot, them turning a lot of the power off. Because my son said this, and he's like, well, why would they turn the power off? I said, because when, you know, power lines and stuff like that is down, a lot of people have lost their lives in the past for thinking it's safe to come outside because it's quiet, you know, and whatnot. But they come outside and they step in that water and there's a power line down, you know, near them, electrocute them, you know, kill you. You know, a lot of people have died that way after hurricanes. So that's why in a lot of areas, they'll just turn the power off. Just so a lot of that stuff can be avoided, you know, live cables and stuff in the middle of the street, you know, and stuff like that, very dangerous. You know, so they'll shut a lot of the power off out of protection, you know, for people. So with a lot of people like phones being dead and stuff like that, I don't think it's cool for them to come forward and say like the death toll is expected to be this one because it's an estimate. So you have no idea. It's not like they've said that it's already in the hundreds. It's expected to be in the hundreds, especially in the Fort Myers area. So blessings and positive energy and prayers being sent to people in Fort Myers and the surrounding areas because they got hit really bad. So shout out to them. But yeah, so I don't think it's fair because it causes a sense of panic to people that do have people that live there, like loved ones, friends, and stuff like that, because they could be fine and people feel like they're not because they can't get in contact with them. And with most people, when somebody you love, especially, you want to check on them. You want to make sure that they're okay. So I feel like that's causing a sense of panic of people that want to drive into Fort Myers and try to get there so they can see if certain people are okay. And if, you know, so I you know, so it's like, why even say that, especially if you don't know? It's an estimate. So it's like, well, just wait until you figure it out. Like, why sit here? Well, I get it. And we're gonna guess it's gonna be at least a few hundred deaths. So how do you know that? And it's people that are concerned. So I know, like, that was my brother. Like, he was there. Thank God it wasn't. But if my brother lived in Fort Myers and I couldn't get a hold of him, I'm cranking my car up. I'm leaving because all the airports and stuff is down. I'm driving. I'm going. Trying to get as close to it as I can. Where's my brother? So I'm gonna find him. Okay, dead or alive. So I need to know. If you're fine, that's fine. But I just need to know that he's okay. Like, because y'all talking about the death toll is up to this and up to that. I haven't heard from him. It's since yesterday. You know, but like, no. I need to know if he okay. He black. Y'all don't care. So let me go look for him. You ain't got to worry about it. I'll do it. So yeah. So I don't know. I just think it causes a sense of panic, and it makes people that haven't heard from certain people, because there are over 1 million people without power in Florida right now. So it people could be fine. It's just people don't know because they haven't heard from them. If they don't have any power and their phone died or and whatnot, again, most people don't have landlines and stuff in their house anyway. And with the power being out in most areas, that won't work either. So it causes a sense of panic. It makes people want to flood and come into these areas, to check on their loved ones when y'all can just try to keep it as quiet, as you can until you can at least get people in here, for the people that have lost people, and whatnot. I don't know. I just think that they could have done that a different way. I didn't like that at all, especially with it being an estimate. That means that you don't know yet. So that means that you don't have to say anything because you don't know yet. So what you not knowing, you don't have to say anything. You just be quiet. You don't have to say a word. You can shut up. You can shut your mouth. You can just shut your mouth. You don't have to say anything. So I didn't like that at all. But yeah, once again, shout out to all of the people, especially in the Fort Myers area. They said that during this hurricane, it went from a category 4 and turned into a 5. So that was a historic hurricane. It was once again historic. Not as I don't feel like it caused as much damage as Katrina, but from what I'm hearing, it was stronger than Katrina. So yeah. So shout out to those people because wow, that I was just like wow, because I've never been through a hurricane. The quickest I got was Hurricane Harvey. I was leaving Houston the day it happened. So the day Houston found out that basically a hurricane was approaching, I was approaching, I was flying out. So it's just like I flew out at the perfect time because if I would have stayed just even maybe because it's the weather conditions got bad, not that it was like a hurricane the next day. Like, no, it was the weather conditions got really bad. A lot of storms, a lot of rain, and all of that. So, yeah, so I almost got caught in one because I would have to ride it out. I would have just had to stay there and sit there like in a hotel or something, until, I could have left because a lot of people couldn't leave for a while. So, yeah, but I almost got caught in Hurricane Harvey. But other than that, I've never been through a hurricane, so I can only imagine. I mean, I've been through terrible blizzards, so when it's 50 below, outside and it's snowing so hard it's white out to where you literally cannot see anything. I've been through stuff like that, driving on pure ice, and so I've been through stuff like that. Now, let me tell you, I think that I would prefer those things over going through a hurricane. Because a hurricane seems 10 times worse. At least with a blizzard, your home is fine and stuff like that. Some pipes might freeze and burst, here and there, but nothing that can't be fixed quickly. But yeah, I would rather go through the cold than a hurricane. But yeah, hurricanes they ruin lives. Hurricanes literally ruin lives. A blizzard, everything is still intact. It may be cold, but everything is still intact. Not your house is flooded, the majority of your prized possessions and all gone, washed away. Who knows where to find it? It could be in the next city now, because of the surge. I have a newfound respect because that's I was sitting there thinking about that. I'm just like, I've never been through a hurricane. A hurricane sounds 10 times worse than going through a blizzard, or anything like that. So yeah, I just find that crazy. But yeah, so shout out to again the people in Florida. This was one crazy storm. So yeah, shout out to y'all, and I pray that everybody's okay. I really do. Weather sucks. Yeah, tsunamis too. My spouse is going to the Philippines for a month here soon, and they just had 2 typhoons. So that's what I was saying. I'm like, are you even gonna be able to go now? Like, because the Philippines are like islands. So and they just had like 2 typhoons or something like that, and it was right before this hurricane, so it could have been coming from But yeah, absolutely. Bye. He'll be all right. He'll be all right. And the insurance policies is intact. Yes, I'm letting him go. Bye. Yes, I let him go. The insurance policies is intact. We just checked on them about a month ago. I'm be fine either way. But I love him. I absolutely do. I love him, but I'm gonna be good either way. All the policies is, just like, you see, I ain't going with her. He was like, so. No. Ain't nobody about to go do them bugs and all of that stuff. No. That desert heat and all of that stuff. No. Don't even look over here. And we can take first class. No, you take first class. Like you're not gross. So, but yeah, so prayers to all of those people. We have land over there. I hope it's ruined. So that because we have insurance. So yeah, we have land there. So I hope it's just gone. I hope it's just gone. So that's how I was hoping. I'm like, hopefully it's gone when you get there, honey. And then just go collect the check. Go collect the check. So we got a cute little piece of property there. So hopefully it's just washed away. Hopefully it's underwater now. With the 2 typhoons, so I feel like we got a real good chance of it being submerged. So absolutely. Absolutely. So yes. So yes, absolutely. Girl, I ain't going to get Jack. Girl, I ain't going to get Jack. He wouldn't have to come get me. I just thought, don't you go over there and do the hangover. Don't you go over there and then stuff be happening in Bangkok, and all of that. Because you're going to be over there. Because that's what I told him. You're going to be over there. I don't know nobody over there. I ain't got no power. None. I have no Filipino affiliation. None of that. I'm going to sit right here and I'm going to send him what he need to get to come home. That's about it. He got more power than me. He speak it and all that. I don't speak none of that shit. So I ain't getting on no plane going no goddamn well. So yeah, you're over there. Well, this has been great. This is where this divorce papers back. It's been great. What's the address? Where you at? What's the address? No, because I'm not about to do this. I'm not living my life like this. No. What's the address of where you at? No, because you could have told me before you left it. I know where my next husband was coming from. I could have been looking for my next husband, and no. Where you at? Where you at? Where's the home's phone? Where? So I can mail you this shit. And I'm gonna put $4 in there and send it back. Because I know I'm about to move on with my life. I ain't about to go through all of this. They said to stick this in help the way you did. Might as well be. I can't see you nowhere. You ain't nothing but a voice. So it's just like, no, I'm not about to live my life like this. No, I need to move on. No, the spirit of the Lord is telling me to move on with my life. So he better not get stuck over there or nothing like that, because he gonna be there. So no, anybody get stuck somewhere to me, you're cheating. You ain't stuck over there. How you get stuck? How you get stuck? Hurry up. Hurry up. Who you was sleeping with to get stuck? Oh, okay. So yeah, you get stuck somewhere, you was cheating. No. I don't want to hear nothing about you losing no credit card. Where you losing that? Oh, I don't know. I just okay. 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 Yeah. Oh, okay. You cheating. So yeah, everything you do, you cheat. So it is what it is. But shout out to y'all in Florida. I love y'all, really do. So let's get into Bishop Lamore. Yes, let's get into Bishop Lamore. So the bishop, the good bishop, the bodega pimping, decided to do a press conference, and we is about to get into it. I'm gonna open up the panel if y'all want me to. Y'all come up here and commentate on it. Now that he said that they found two of the three robbers of his church, he said that he's been vindicated, which is a lie. And yes, I'm gonna stop and cut him off as I deem fit. Now we ain't gonna watch it all, but we're gonna watch most of it. And then he did this short live after naming the names, which I don't know if he was supposed to or should have done that, to let everybody know his cousin's names through marriage. But he decided to tell y'all his cousin's name. So let's get into it.
NYPD and the ATF is doing an impeccable job at this time. Two out of the three suspects were captured today. I received a phone call this morning around 6:30 in the morning, waking me up and stating that they have caught two of the three suspects. First, I really want to thank God. This has been a trying time for me and my family. It's just been really nerve-wracking. There, the media plastered my address throughout online, and what you guys didn't know that I couldn't really talk about, there was an attempt home invasion at my home, and they tried to steal my cars, come out of my driveway, because my address plastered around. This is a win today because the narrative that was posted and presented that I had something to do with this robbery, and it has destroyed my life. This was turned around from me being a victim to a villain, and today, God gave me and my family the victory, and they were able to catch these two young men, and there's another one at large, and I'm hoping that they cooperate with the federal prosecutors. This is a federal case, and I'm hoping that they cooperate with the federal prosecutors. I'm hoping that they get that we get justice. One of the young men was released on bail, and hey, I respect whatever the prosecutor and the judge and whoever was a part of that deal, and I trust in this justice system. But however, my family and my church have been very traumatized, and they have changed me to look like a person on the street instead of a man of the cloth and clergy. Not only am I a bishop, but I also have my PhD in theology and business. So I am also a doctor. I'm a smart, well-rounded young black man, and to be looked at as a villain instead of a
Stop saying you young, gross. So why folk come be doing a press conference? I don't know. I think this is why he don't understand. This is why people don't take him serious. It's because everything he do, he has to publicize it. Like everything he has to do has to be expanded. And like I said, I've never seen somebody that wants to be a victim so bad. Like I don't like when you are a victim, you just are. Like you don't have to keep saying it. You don't have to keep putting it on display. You don't have to do any of those things. You just simply are a victim. Like it's that simple. You don't have to keep saying, "Because I'm a victim," and they keep painting me out to be a villain, and I'm a victim, and I don't see how they could come at victims. Like it's like chill out. Yeah, like you're giving guilty. Like chill.
victim, really traumatized my family, and really traumatized my church. I've lost so many members because of the fear of coming back to church, because of people just walking in the church.
Stop lying. You only had 11 people. That 11 dropped down to 7, and that 7 dropped down to 2. So cut it out, okay? Stop it. Like, it's gross. But keep going, whatever.
After July 24th, doing what they want to do. Doing what they want to do. I want to thank my wife, Asia Whitehead, for standing next to me and standing beside me during this time, and we standing next to each other. She wanted to be here.
There you go, lying again to our face. You saying for standing beside you, for standing next to me. That is not your wife. That is not your wife. I don't know who that beige is, but she ain't your wife. She had the wrong beige. So I don't know if that's your mistress. I don't know. But yeah, there you go, lying again. Your wife is standing. She ain't even there. She's not even there. You're saying thank you her for standing beside. She's not even here. Like, wrong person. But okay.
Standing next to me and standing beside me during this time, and standing next to each other. She wanted to be here today, but she's just still afraid. She's still afraid. My children still.
I'm sorry. It's just the inconsistencies for me. He said that his wife wanted to be there, but she didn't come because she's super afraid. Bishop, I have a problem with that. Bishop, you want to know why I have a problem with that? Bishop Smullier. Bishop Smullier, I have a problem with that because you're saying your wife is so traumatized. Okay. You're saying your children are so traumatized. Okay. She wanted to be at this press conference with you, but she is just so traumatized, right? Did you guys get robbed at a press conference? Or did you get robbed at the church? Okay, you got robbed at the church. So most people don't want to go back to the location to where traumas have happened because it's a constant reminder and it kind of gives them anxiety coming into a situation that truly changed their life, right? So you would think that she wouldn't want to go to the church, that she was too afraid to go to church because that's where it happened. It didn't happen at a press conference. So your wife was too afraid to be there, but she been going to church every Sunday, the same place where this trauma happened. I told you to stop talking for her a long time ago. Stop talking for her. Let her speak for herself. It gives that you're really controlling. It gives that you're so controlling that she's not even allowed to speak. Because who better? Beside every strong Black man, there's a strong Black. You're not even letting her Michelle Obama the situation. You're not letting her do any of that. You don't even let her talk. Every time you do a press conference, she's not present. She's so traumatized yet has never spoke. You do all the talking. It seems as if she can't speak. That's why I say you give controlling. When you yoked that woman up and took her out of that church, if you do a stranger like that, I can only imagine how you do the people you know, because that's who we hurt the most, the ones we love. So, yeah, I'm just like, okay, it gives very controlling that in your household, women aren't allowed to say much. They're not. Especially disagreeing is off the table. Disagreeing is off the table. So again, why does she never speak for herself? I mean, she's supposed to be the first lady. She's supposed to be doing a lot of talking to the congregation. She's supposed to be doing morning announcements. She's supposed to be doing the programs, having the pastors' aid meetings and stuff like that. She should be busy. Very so much. It seems like her only job is to wear a bunch of designer stuff and sit there and be flashy. Because she doesn't seem to be a part of anything else. Because she only comes up because you already know that you're not going to be portrayed as a victim because you're an idiot. So people aren't going to portray you as a victim for literally wearing flashy things and being scouted for those things, robbed, marked for those things, and then still to say that I can wear what I want to wear. Like, you're an idiot. You're an idiot. So it's hard to feel sorry for someone that don't take accountability or learn from their mistakes. The mistake was being so flashy so that people will want to rob you in the first place. But now you're going to say, I'm going to continue to be flashy because I can wear what I want to wear, and you're going to continue to get robbed. Next time, it just may not be your church. It could be you coming out of a real bodega instead of your church. It could be you hopping in a car, running to a car wash to wash your car real quick. After you drop your kid off at school, you never know. Flashy's flashy. People set people up all the time. I mean, look what just happened to P&B. I mean, things happen. So for you to take no protocols and for you not to change anything, you didn't learn anything. So you're not a victim. Victim of what? Like, I would love to know, but keep going.
Still have trouble sleeping, and a lot of my members still call me to this day crying because of the trauma. I'm hoping that this clears a lot of things up with my name, as far as, you know, the world believing that I'm a villain instead of a victim, and it hurts. I thank God for my attorney who walked with me every step of the way, Don Florio, and my silver attorney who could not be here today because of what happened. It was too fast. His name is Brian Ponder, and I'm just really just thankful for the greatest church on earth, Leaders of Tomorrow International Ministries, and I want to thank each and every one of you for being out here. So I'll take questions now.
Bishop, how does this clear your name?
Say that one more time.
Your thoughts on Mr. staring you down as you walk into that room?
Well, I'm glad you were there, and I'm glad you were able to see the villain that he is, right? And I'm glad you were there to see the hate and to see the viciousness that he had in his eyes for me, and how he stared me down to try to intimidate me. But I'm not going to be intimidated. And I'm glad you were there to see that I'm a victim. And once again, he tried to intimidate me. A preacher, a young man that was illegally convicted, a young man whose father was beat and strangled to death by 16 police officers because of the color of his skin, Arthur Miller, in 1978. A young man that had to grow up without a father. And I'm glad you were there. I'm glad Pix 11 was there to witness, because you guys might not have believed me. You haven't believed me with anything else. So I thank you, sir, for being there and seeing the intimidation. And I forgive him. I forgive him. The Bible says in Matthew 6:14-15, it says, if God forgives us our trespasses, then we have to forgive others their trespasses. And I forgive them. And I thank God for allowing me and my family to be here and not be dead on July 24th.
How does this clear your name? You said this clears your name. How does it clear your name?
Because the tabloids and everybody has
Not the tabloids. Not victimized and blamed for it. Like I said, the issue with what happened was him going around being flashy and owning a bunch of jewelry and designer stuff and whatnot. That's not the crime. It isn't at all. The crime is that people get robbed for less. So for him to be walking around, especially being a pastor, because it's not about the glitz and the glam, being a pastor. Being a pastor is about spreading the word and leading a flock is what it is. A flock into heaven is what his focus should have been and should be now. But instead, he's the one who puts himself out there as this flashy, multi-millionaire, billionaire. Even when he was just talking to Larry Reid not too long ago, Larry, let's fight. Let's get in the ring. I put a mill on it. All of that. He's this flashy person. He's doing all of these things. So instead of the church and the robbery being focused on, because again, robbers did not come into church and rob the church. They came in there for him. And if he was not wearing what he had on, do you think he would have got robbed? The church wouldn't have got robbed. You're not no victim for that. Now, don't get me wrong. Nobody should be being robbed, but a pastor definitely should not be being. That's why it's so unheard of, especially like inside of a church. It's like, whoa, you know, like, how did this even happen? And then to know that you were the target, not because you helped somebody tell the truth about doing certain things to people and whatnot, and help them bring them to justice and stuff like that. So now you got enemies, people running in the church, you know, for things like that. That's different. But literally them just coming in there for a bunch of materialistic things, which you as a man of God shouldn't even care. Like, you shouldn't even care that these items were stolen. It going from $500,000 to $1 million. And nobody's supposed to think anything. We're just supposed to just be like, oh, well, he's a victim. He's a victim. What you got $1 million of jewelry on inside of this bodega for any goddamn way? It don't make sense. That's why if he put more money into his church and let his church be more luxurious, then maybe that attracted people to actually come sit down in the pews and in the seats and all of that. But instead, he wants to be the attraction. He wants to be the limelight looked at in a certain way. Because being a clergyman didn't work because he crooked. So since that didn't work, let me come forward and use the black church again, CJ the Cat. What real sermon has he said? He ain't never said anything that's moved me. His church sermons do not make sense. They don't. The majority of them don't even make sense. They don't. They don't. A lot of things that he say is backwards. And a lot of things that he states, especially when he's giving a sermon, is more of a testimony than an actual sermon, fusing the Bible in there. He's more so talking about him and people being jealous of him and all of that and trying to fuse it into making people think because people are jealous of them too. This is a sermon. It's not. Here, Flip. He ain't no real pastor, none of that stuff. And he don't went around doing a lot of crooked shit his whole life. It comes back tenfold. So this may not have been the way he would have expected the karma to come back, but it did. It is what it is. It is what it is. It is what it is. Shout out to Yvonne for the super sick. Thank you, sweetie. Thank you, girl. If the perpetrators were caught, there's no justification for blaming the victim. Who's blaming them? Like, nobody's blaming him. This isn't the, I promise you, this isn't the show for you. Like, this isn't the show for you because nobody's blaming him. He's done nothing to change what happened. Just like that woman allegedly came in that church and attacked his wife and he yoked her up and snatched her out like that. So I'm assuming he was a victim in that too then, right? He victim? Cause and effect? No, I doubt it. So yeah, here, Flip. Like we said, nobody's blaming him for what happened, but he is the reason of it. So if something like that happened, if he truly cared about the church, he would protect the church. He ain't did nothing to protect these people. Nothing. Nothing. Even more reason for people to feel like it's made up, to why it's not true. That church was victimized by being robbed, not him. Because it's expected. He a hood nigga. He done been to prison, all of that. So he know walking around how he walk around, you gonna eventually get got. You gonna eventually get got. Those robbers didn't come in that church and get nothing from him. Allegedly, according to him, they got $1 million worth of shit. So again, who's the goofy in the equation? The one that's supposed to be a man of God and not even worried about jewelry and none of that stuff, but sitting up here inside of a bodega, inside of a box with these people inside of this church. Girl, bye. My girl, ain't nobody blaming him. Nobody, buddy. But this ain't the lie for you, I promise. Because ain't nobody about to sit over here and defend him. Nobody. He's wrong. Ain't none of this of God. None of this has anything to do with the Lord. Literally, he got robbed in God's house. Come on now. Come on.
We're talking about the narrative of the bling bling bishop and the bling bling pastor, and he had to have something to do with it. Why is it taking so long for him to be, for the criminals to be caught? Well, the reason why it was taking long because it changed from a state to a federal case, and they were doing what they had to do. I'm not a police officer, nor am I a federal agent, but I cooperated with the agent every time they called me. And they will tell you that every time they called me, any pictures and anything that they needed, they were able to get it from me without any delay at all. So the media and social medias and the bloggers and the bloggers have changed me to a victim, a villain instead of a victim. So that's what I'm talking about. My career in real estate has tumbled because of the tabloids speaking to the sense of me being the villain and me having something to do with it. And nobody wanted to do anything with me. None of the politicians called me to check on me anymore. Nobody called me anymore. So it was just me and my family and my church family. So that's what cleared.
The chief of detectives said today, basically, that the reason this happened, their motive, is that these men saw you flashy. They knew where your church was. So, I mean, you spoke to that, but what do you make of it?
Well, that was an assumption. I watched it, and it was an assumption, and it's still further investigation. So, you know, he's assuming there's a lot of different things that's up in the air.
No, that's not an assumption. They came right in there and came for you. So that's not an assumption. Your jewelry and how you act in life is what made them target you. Cut it out. They came in there for that jewelry. They didn't come in there looking for money. None of that. They came in there strictly for what you had on your body. Like, yeah, you tried it. And there wasn't no other reason. You were the target. You are the reason that guns and stuff was placed in innocent people's faces. You. Tell the truth and shame the devil.
There's a lot of things that's in the air. It's a heavy investigation where there's tons of different units that's a part of this investigation. So, you know, I think that I should be able to wear what I want to wear. I think I should be able to dress the way I want to dress.
I agree with Bishop Whitehead, with Bishop Smollett. He should be able to wear what he wants to wear, but there's a time and a place. There's a time and a place. There's no reason you need to be in church with $1 million worth of jewelry on, $500,000 worth of jewelry on. For what? Like, literally, why? You are here to preach the word. None of these materialistic things are of God. So why are they so important to you that you feel like they always need to be on you, making you a target? You don't want everything you got on real. This, that, I'm this, I'm that, driving in this, driving in that, my house in $1 million neighborhood. Blah, blah, blah. You do that. That makes you a target, whether you like it or not. Like, no, it shouldn't be, but it's truth. It's fact. It's just what happens. People do it. They view you as, okay, well, you got more than me, so they take from you. It is what it is. That's why most pastors don't get robbed, because most pastors are trying their hardest, because nobody's perfect, to live a righteous type of lifestyle. They're not worried about the things that you are worried about. That's why the pastors that wear a suit that they got from their daddy, church be full with people. That's why they church be full. Some people standing up. And then because he up there in a Versace suit, in a Fendi sweater with $1 million worth of necklaces on. Like, it's trash. Like, that's what I'm saying. He's trash. Like, I don't care about nobody saying I'm not about to defend him. He shouldn't have been doing all of this, and that would not have happened. He ain't been robbed since. Why? Because he ain't been wearing that type of jewelry. He could have been going to buy a whole bunch of more chains and whatnot, put more chains on. No, he could have been. Why he didn't do it? Why folk up? He walk around with that one necklace on now. He comes to the press conference, this press conference and the last press conference, without his jewelry on. Why? You can wear what you want when you want. Why you ain't wearing it right now, sir? Why you ain't wearing it right now? Oh, you didn't want to wear it right now, but you want to wear it to Sunday service. Why? God said, come as you are. I just find that weird. You'll come to the press conferences, no jewelry, no bling, no that, just a normal suit and them pink ass glasses. But then when you go to church on Sunday, you coming out the house in a $200,000 vehicle, $1 million worth of jewelry, rings, bracelets, all of that, watches, all of that. But then you tone it down when you go on camera so you can make yourself look like an innocent black man. Oh, I'm an innocent, nothing to see here. Nothing to see here. Although all of this flashy lifestyle that I should be living as a pastor, a bishop, just got my church robbed. And I've done nothing to protect those people, although I have all of this money. I'm willing to come forward and say, I'll put $1 million on fighting another pastor. I put $1 million, Larry Reed. Let's go is what he says to Larry. He'll put $1 million on something like that. But then when it comes to the security of your church and making sure that your people are okay, $0? You got $0 for that. I don't know, make it make sense. Because that doesn't make sense to me. You got $1 million to fight another pastor, but you don't have that same $1 million to put into your church, making a daycare, community center, and whatnot. So for people with health and wellness, they can get their lives together. And play like where his bodega is, his bodega church, that is the perfect place for a church, honestly. And why it's the perfect place for a church is because of the area that it's surrounded by. All of the souls that need saving, the addicts and the prostitutes, and all of the people that are around that truly need some saving, that's where you're supposed to be. The area where his church is, those people need pastors and bishops the most. They absolutely do. It's the churches that be out in the burbs that don't nobody really need. That's why they be big. That's why they call them mega churches. Because all these people pretty much all right. They just suffering from the depression, and whether they switch careers or private schools for their kids. That's their worry. Moving your church out into the burbs. But where his bodega at, that's why churches like that usually have so many people, because the community needs it. That community where he is, they need a pastor, a bishop. They need one of those people the most. A glimmer of hope is what a church can be, whether you believe or not. Whether you believe or not, it can be a glimmer of hope. So where he is, it's a good location to save souls, because that's what you're supposed to be doing. Not building a check. Trying to find a way to weed these taxes through the church and whatnot to explain this realtor company that you have, but you ain't selling no properties. You too busy online exposing Larry Reed and King Jives. What does that have to do with selling houses? But you're so concerned about your business. You did this, prove it. You're on your social media, you got 1 million subscribers. Where can y'all tell me? Hold up. Please tell me where y'all see anything about him talking about a realtor company business. I don't see nothing about no damn business. But people are ruining it. Ruining what? All I see is a flashy dude driving around with his top down on expensive vehicles. And as far as I'm concerned, you're fine. Fine. As far as I'm concerned. Like, what are you talking about? What is this business? You don't even talk about it. All you talk about is Larry Reed and King Jives. And sometimes the church. You over there cussing and calling people out of their names. And, nothing you're doing is of God. A bishop should be doing none of these things. None of them. They're all deplorable. But then he tries to enter a bishop summit or somewhere, a lot of higher ups, that are bishop and pastors and whatnot. He tries to go where they are, and they don't and want this energy around them and the things that he's done and attached and associated himself with. And then he's a victim. He wears all of this bling bling and jewelry and all of this stuff in a rough neighborhood to a church, and the first thing they come in there and get is what's around his neck. But he the victim. No, the churchgoer are victims. He's not. This is deliberate. Because if you ain't wearing it, nothing to see here. When he out doing his thing on a day-to-day, wear what you want. You should be fine. You make sure you got somebody with you that's, can hold, or, some type of security with you. You fine. But he going to stores like Fendi, Gucci, all of that stuff by himself, coming out with all of these Gucci bags and all of this stuff. You don't have security with none of that happening. That's reckless. Because again, when people see you, they see what they don't have, not what they do. So they're going to be more prone to want to take what you have than open the door for you so you can sit all of these possessions that nobody truly needs in your car, thousands of dollars worth of things. No, you're a target. Here, flip. Like, that's why you should travel with security and all of those things, and you don't. So it's like, how are you a victim? The church are victims, yes, I would say that. But him, no, absolutely not. Gross.
Justice. One of the young men was released on bail, and hey, I respect whatever the prosecutor and the judge and whoever was a part of that deal. And instead of a victim, really traumatized my family and really traumatized my church. I've lost so many members because of the fear of coming back to church, because of people just walking into church after July 24th, doing what they want to do. I want to thank my wife, Whitehead, for standing next to me and standing beside me during this time, and standing next to each other. She wanted to be here today, but she's just still afraid. She's still afraid. My children still have trouble sleeping, and a lot of my members still call me to this day crying because of the trauma. I'm hoping that this clears a lot of things up with my name, as far as, the world believing that I'm a villain instead of a victim, and it hurts. Well, I'm glad you were.
Sorry, I have to fast forward.
I'm glad you were able to see a young man that had to grow up without a father, and I'm convicted. A young man whose father was beat and strangled to death by 16 police officers because of the color of his skin, Arthur Miller, in 1978. A young man that had to grow up without a father. And I'm glad you were there. I'm glad Pix 11 was there to witness, because you guys might not have believed me. You haven't believed me with anything else. So I thank you, sir, for being there and seeing the intimidation. And I forgive him. I forgive him. The Bible says in Matthew 6:14-15, it says, if God forgives us our trespasses, then we have to forgive others their trespasses. And I forgive them. And I thank God for allowing me and my family to be here and not be dead on July 24th.
How does this clear your name? You said this clears your name. How does it clear your name?
Because the tabloids and everybody has been talking about the narrative of the bling bling bishop and the bling bling pastor, and he had to have something to do with it. Why is it taking so long for him to be, for the criminals to be caught? Well, the reason why it was taking long, because it changed from a state to a federal case, and they were doing what they had to do. I'm not a police officer, nor am I a federal agent, but I cooperated with the agent every time they called me, and they will tell you that. Every time they called me, any pictures and anything that they needed, they were able to get it from me without any delay at all. So the media and social medias and the bloggers and the bloggers have changed me to a villain instead of a victim. So that's what I'm talking about. My career in real estate has tumbled because of the tabloids speaking to the sense of me being the villain and me having something to do with it. And nobody wanted to do anything with me. None of the politicians called me to check on me anymore. Nobody called me anymore. So it was just me and my family and my church family. So that's what cleared.
So the chief of detectives said today, basically, that the reason this happened, their motive, is that these men saw you flashy. They knew where your church was. So, I mean, you spoke to that, but what do you make of it?
Well, that was an assumption. I watched it, and it was an assumption, and it's still further investigation. So, he's assuming there's a lot of different things that's up in the air. There's a lot of things that's in the air. It's a heavy investigation where there's tons of different units that's a part of this investigation. So, I think that I should be able to wear what I want to wear. I think I should be able to dress the way I want to dress. When you look at the Pope, his robes are nearly $50,000. But there is no talk about that at all, you know. But me as an African American,
You can't pawn them damn robes. You can't pawn them damn robes. You can't melt those robes down into something else. You can't do all that. You can't. Like, yeah, you tried it. Talking about his robes are $50,000. They're not flashy. Like, what do you, even if they are $50,000, so? If you wore a $50,000 suit, that's better than wearing a $50,000 chain. They weren't about to come in that church and tell you to take your clothes off. Can't really pawn no suit on no damn robe. You tried it. Like, you weird. Like, I'm like, he's so weird. Like, he take no accountability. Like, none. Like, oh, the Pope wear $50,000. That's a robe. It's a garment. Not something you could snatch off somebody's neck real quick. It would have took the Pope it'd take the Pope forever to get out them damn clothes as old as he is. Them robbers would have got caught. Oh, right there. Just wait for him to take them clothes off. Tried it. I'm like, not the Pope. Shut up. Just say anything. Right, just ignorant. Ugh. I said, not the Pope.
young man, you know, I'm ridiculed. I'm called different names. So I believe that was just an assumption and their opinion at now.
Do you know the suspects?
I can't hear you. I'm sorry. Now, it's been hell. My family just came back home. I've been paying for them to stay in a hotel. My daughter.
Now his family just got back home. You ain't said nothing about them people being gone. Now all of a sudden they've been in church every Sunday. Every Sunday, but they coming from the hotel and you coming from the house. Let me find out that woman left you. Let me find out that woman left you. Let me find out that woman left you. She only come to church because you ain't choke her either. You yoked her up. Let me find out that woman left you. Now she at a hotel. When? Before you said she was at home. Not been at a hotel since the robbery. So why are they more terrified to be at the places where the robbery didn't occur, but they all keep going back to the scene of the crime? Oh. So they keep going back to the place where it happened. But the infant is traumatized, the older daughter traumatized, and the wife is traumatized too. But they keep going back, sitting in the same chair and everything that the robbery happened at. They keep going to the bodega, but they scared everywhere else. Somebody slam my door too hard and they take off running because they so traumatized. But they run up and they feel safe at the place it happened. What? That doesn't make any sense. We ain't scared of where it happened, but we scared don't take me to the hotel. No, they might come in there. What? No, don't take me home. They're gonna know. They know. They're gonna come back. That never happened. I would feel safe at home. I wouldn't even want to leave my home type of situation, especially something happens to you out there. Now, if something happens to you at home, okay, then yeah, you may not want to be there. You may want to be somewhere else, even if it's just at a relative's for a while. Sometimes you just need a break, a new scenery, you know. time to get over, something like when my friend, when my brother's friend ended his life years and years ago. His family stayed away from the house for a while, and then they ended up selling it because they just couldn't do it. They just couldn't be there. It was just too hard. I mean, that's where it happened. So that's completely understandable. They were gone for like a month, and then they came back and they stayed for a little bit. And we looked up and they was living in like these townhomes, and then they ended up selling the house. So it's like they couldn't even be there, after. So it's not like I don't understand why they keep going back to the center, the epicenter of the trauma. They feel safe there, but they don't feel safe anywhere else. Okay. I'm so confused, but go off.
My kids still can't sleep at all. They can't sleep. The trauma, I've never understood the trauma of this type of robbery. You watch these things on TV, but until you actually are a part of it, you never understand. This is trauma. I'm talking about my members call me crying. If not every day, every other day. My daughter crying and scared. Every slam of a car door. She turns around, she's startled. So this has been hell. And then to not be believed. To not be believed and to be ridiculed on the way I dress. And, it's just, I thought I was a victim. But I just turned into a villain.
Bishop Smollier says that all of his money comes from his real estate businesses and whatnot. He does not ask his church for money. His church does not give him money, and it's only 4-5 of them anyway. But yeah, so that's why certain people have stated that the church is more so of a front to wash, to do things he's not allegedly supposed to be doing, allegedly. So yeah, girl, he don't ask for donation.
And it's hell. To answer your question.
Sir, have you ever?
Bishop, did you in any way before the robbery know these two men? Or
Did you ever see them before?
I've never seen them before a day in my life, and this was groundbreaking for me because when you haven't seen them, you don't know what they look like, and I couldn't wait.
Ain't that the definition of not seeing somebody? You sound mighty nervous, Bishop Smollier, because I've never seen them, because you've never seen the person. You sure? Are you sure? Are you sure? Because people over here saying you a victim. So are you sure there, buddy? I don't know. You didn't sound too confident. I don't know. You say because I haven't seen them. Because when you haven't seen somebody, it's crazy. Because you ain't never seen them before. And if you ain't never seen them before, then they ain't never been in your eyesight. And if they ain't never been in your eyesight, then there's no way you could set them up to come in your own church and do anything to you if you don't know what they look like. Because if you don't know what they look like, then you ain't never seen them before. And if you ain't never seen them before, then they ain't never been at your house. And if they ain't never been at your house, then that means that you're not involved with anything that they did, because that you don't know them. You can't. So it's hard to do business with somebody you never laid your eyes on before, because that means you didn't know them. And if you didn't know them, then there's no way that they could come in your church. Okay, Lamo Smollier. Okay, Smollier. Okay.
I couldn't wait. You know, this morning I was up for 5 a.m. prayer because we're on 5 a.m. prayer for the last year, 7 days a week. And I was up for 5 a.m. prayer. And when I dozed back off, then I got this phone call and I couldn't go back to sleep. I was so anxious to see what these gentlemen looked like.
He couldn't go back to sleep. Had to wake his wife up. Oh, they done got Jaleel on them. I mean, they done got him. Okay.
I've never seen them before. I didn't know their names. So when I seen them today, I never saw them before. You know, and then I started to say,
are you sure you've never seen it? Why do you keep saying that? I want y'all to listen to how many times I'm gonna rewind it. How many times he said he don't know them? Hold on, right here. I think it's right here.
Prayer for the last year, 7 days a week, and I was up at 5 a.m. prayer. And when I dozed back off, then I got this phone call, and I couldn't go back to sleep. I was so anxious to see what, you don't know what they look like.
Did you ever see them before?
I've never seen them before a day in my life, and this was groundbreaking for me because when you haven't seen them, you don't know what they look like, and I couldn't wait. You know, this morning I was up for 5 a.m. prayer because we're on 5 a.m. prayer for the last year, 7 days a week. And I was up for 5 a.m. prayer. And when I dozed back off, then I got this phone call and I couldn't go back to sleep. I was so anxious to see what these gentlemen look like because I've never seen them before. I didn't know their names. So when I seen them today, I never saw them before, and then I started to say, wow, why would these young men do this to me?
Why folk come is he so nervous? Okay, we get it. You haven't seen them. All you have to say is once. Just say it one time. That's it. You don't have to say it anymore. Because we have established the fact that you have not seen these men before. Why do you keep stating it? It's like you want this on record. I have never, it don't matter what y'all find. Help me please. I ain't never seen the boys before in my life. And when you ain't never seen nobody, you ain't never laid eyes on them. And when you ain't never laid eyes on them, you ain't never seen them. So now that I done seen them, it's like I still never saw them because I ain't never seen them before. So I was really surprised when I saw them because I ain't never seen them before. Ever. In my life. I ain't never saw them. And that's why I was so nervous at 5 a.m. prayer because I ain't never saw them. So I'm like, all of this can be used against you in court, right? Because if one of these boys just so happened to say that the bishop had any involvement, I'm just saying it could be that because I'm hearing plea deals and stuff and whatnot. So if the good Bishop Sommelier get arrested, I wouldn't be surprised. I'm just saying, I wouldn't be surprised. I would not be surprised.
How these young men do this to me? We always talk about racism, and we always talk about other ethnicities coming against the Black community. But these were my own brothers. So what is our excuse now? What is our excuse now?
What are your thoughts on the late disclosure that they're in plea discussions?
Well, like I said, I'm leaving that up to the prosecutor, and I know that the judge said that they were giving them a window for plea discussions. So I don't know if they're already having plea discussions, but what I do, that's in every case, as my attorney just said. That's in every case. So I don't think that I don't know if they're in plea discussions, but I know that the next date for court, which I will be here, is October 28th. And I will be here, and I'm going to monitor this and whatever they need from me, and I'm hoping and praying that these young men speak because there's no, I don't know, but I feel that.
That plea deal got your boy nervous. All of the stuttering and all of the stuff. It's like, bro, you want them to, I hope they speak and all of that. I don't know. I feel that there may be a chance that somebody might say his name and not in a way to where he would like, to where he may have had, or a friend of his or somebody that knows him may have had some type of involvement. So I don't know, but I'm just saying you're mighty nervous. You should be gleeful. You should be happy, that these people are called. And you're sitting here talking about something, oh, I hope, that they speak and all of this stuff. And when plea deals coming, meaning deals are being offered. So people have certain information. The better information you have, the better your deal. So if one of them comes forward, which I think Bishop Lamore Smollier may be a little concerned that one of these boys may mention him in some way, shape, or form. I don't know. But because he seems nervous. Like, what are you nervous about? You should be happy these people are called. You have no affiliation with this, like you said. You're vindicated. All of that good stuff. Like, you should be completely fine with this. And you're saying when the court date is, and you're definitely going to be there. I want to be there too, to look him in the eye like, you better not say shit. I want to be there too. So I don't know. I'm just saying that you're giving nervous energy. Like you may be a little bit more involved than you're leading on. So I don't know. I'm just saying, with all the stuttering, just listen to him as he talk about these the boys. Like when they get brought up, it's like his energy instantly changes. He gets nervous when they bring up the plea deal. Because with the plea deal, whoever has the best information is getting the best deal. He's not being charged with anything. So he has no idea what anybody's doing with it. It's a free-for-all, at this point. He's been so worried about Larry and or Jives that he done completely forgot about these assailants, the ones that, he swear he has nothing to do with. Okay. Well, I wouldn't be surprised if one of these men said his name. I would not be surprised. But listen to how nervous he gets.
I know that the judge said that they were giving them a window for plea discussions. Well, like I said, I'm leaving that up to the prosecutor, and I know that the judge said that they were giving them a window for plea discussions. So I don't know if they're already having plea discussions, but what I do. Yeah, that's in every case, as my attorney just said. That's in every case. So I don't think that I don't know if they're in plea discussions, but I know that the next date for court, which I will be here, is October 28th. And I will be here, and I'm going to monitor this and whatever they need from me, and I'm hoping and praying that these young men speak, because there's I don't know, but I feel that there's more to the story. I feel that there's more people to this, and I feel that, because for you to have the courage to walk inside of a house of worship, it has to be something else to this.
So some people say right now that he's trying to make it seem as if Larry Reed or King Jives, I believe, sent these men to his church. I think that Bishop Lamore Smollier is trying to push these allegations out here, so he can try to push it towards like Larry Reed and his crew or Jives and his crew, right? When it's really you. I don't know. That's how I feel. I just feel like he's trying to put those names out there and place it onto somebody else, because he knows at the end of the day, one of those men are actually going to mention his name. So it's just like, now they trying to say it's me. Now he's trying to get his defense tactics set up for me, if you ask me. No, they're lying. Wrong, Bishop. They talking about Larry. No, that was Larry that they talking about. They was working with Larry, or they was working with King Jives. They weren't working with me. They weren't working with me. I don't know what they talking about. See now how they trying to slander me and trying to make it look like I did this and I did that, because when none of this stuff being said until they so I can just see all of the excuses that will come up if someone because that's how I feel. I feel like he's trying to place this onto Larry Reed right here and King Jives, because he needs a fall guy. Because he doesn't want the fall guy to be him, because he knows his name's going to come up. They're not going to say no damn Larry Reed. They're not going to say no damn King Jives. They ain't going to say that. They're going to say Bishop Lamore Smollier is what they going to say. So you trying to already, because you really thought they was going to get away, and that third one missing. That third one is still missing. Absolutely. So that they can snitch on that. It's all type of plea deals that could be passed out right now to those because they still missing one of the suspects. They only have two of the three. Okay. So there's still more information. But on top of that, like I said, whoever has the best information gets the best deal, usually. So I feel like one of those boys may state something about him, about Limor, or someone close to him. That's in some way, shape, or form, I feel like it's going to come back to him. I do. I absolutely do. So I feel like he already trying to push this narrative like, oh, I hope they speak, knowing he don't want them to. But I hope they speak. No, you don't. And then with the pushing the energy, because he's, once again, I feel like he's trying to blame it on Larry Reed, honestly. I think he's trying to push a narrative and try to make it seem as if Larry Reed sent those men into his church. Just like he pushed the narrative and said that the woman that came in there, that Larry Reed sent her. I mean, he's going to say the same thing. He's going to blame it on Larry. Honestly. He's going to blame it on Larry and Jives. That's how I feel. They the one who sent them. And we going to find out. We're going to do everything in our due diligence to make sure that we find out how Larry and Jives had something to do with this. Because they definitely did. They definitely did. So, yeah, I could hear that now. So, I just feel like one of those boys are going to say his name. I do. That's why it's hard for me to look at him as a victim. Like, that's what I don't know. The jury to me is still out. Those boys have not spoke yet, and this easily could have been an inside job. Easily. He said himself, what would make a person come inside of a church? He's literally, I feel like, telling on himself, because I feel like a lot of times he's told on himself already. Like a lot of times. He's told on himself for certain situations. So I just feel like he'll do the same thing again. Like the same thing again. For people to say, oh, he's a victim, I feel bad for him because I'm live. Hold on. Hold on, sorry. I didn't mean to hang up. That was an accident. Yeah, so so when it comes to this situation, I just feel that he's just trying to blame it on Larry Reed. I do. I think he's trying to make Larry Reed look like a criminal because he a criminal. So an ex-criminal. But I just think that he wants to blame it on Larry, finding some type of way, to push it off of him right now until, whatever comes out with these boys come out, keep that at bay, control the fire, by let's pin this on Larry. Let's make it seem like Larry sent these men into my church and did this to me and my congregation. Let's make it seem like he did it. Because if he did it, everybody be looking at Larry instead of looking at So I'm here flipping. So I mean, but we'll see. I mean, it could be the complete opposite. It could be, Bishop had nothing to do with it. Sommelier, he had nothing to do with it. But as of now, there's no proof. We have no proof that he had nothing to do with this. Because he coming forward saying he vindicated. How? Did the robber say that you had nothing to do with it? And they're, they all done confessed to the robbery and whatnot, and they stated how it happened and all of that. I know that they didn't do those things because, listen.
The next date for court, which I will be here, is October 28th. And I will be here, and I'm going to monitor this and whatever they need from me, and I'm hoping and praying that these young men speak. Because there's I don't know, but I feel that there's more to the story. I feel that there's more people to this. And I feel that, because for you to have the courage to walk inside of a house of worship It has to be something else to this. So I'm hoping that they will cooperate.
For you to walk inside of a house of worship, there has to be more to this. So that means that he don't know anything. You don't know anything. You don't know what the story is. You don't know why they robbed you. You don't know if somebody sent them, if this was a bigger operation. You have no idea. You don't know anything. So yeah, of course you're going to pay close attention because you want to make sure your name does not come up. It's a keep your enemy closer type of situation, you know, is how I look at it. So until further notice, he hasn't been vindicated of anything. No police report or anything states that these men came forward and that the bishop had nothing to do with it. It was just a simple robbery. They charged him because of his jewelry. Okay, that's vindication. That's vindication. That's okay. They simply just saw you, targeted you, robbed you. Cool. You had nothing to do with that. Nothing. But again, it happened on camera. There was a visible tripod up. These were younger men. They know what a tripod is. They know what a camera looks like on top of a tripod. They know all of that. They know it all. So for them to do it on camera, these people are on camera. That's what makes it seem like an inside job because they completely got away. And I feel like that was supposed to stay the plan. Something went wrong because these boys weren't supposed to get caught. That's how I feel. Because this happened on camera. So there's no, as long as they have the right faces, they have it red-handed proof. They don't need really any testimony or confession when they have it on tape. What do they need? Like, so again, it would be hard to identify those boys, like the ski mask, all of this. It would be hard. There was no visible tattoo. They were completely covered, all of them. There was nothing visible, you know, to display anything, their race or anything. It was it happened very quickly. It just so happened to where the bishop laid down. It was completely off camera. So it's like you couldn't see the bishop at all. It's giving. So here flip. So like I said, it could have just been something random, or because from how I've seen that was set up, they weren't supposed to get caught. Honestly, they weren't supposed to get caught. So that's why I said I feel like something went wrong, because they even changed clothes. They even changed clothes before they left. Come on now. They set it off the situation. Change clothes, music, everything, cars, all of that. How that was set up, they were not supposed to get caught. That's how I feel. That's how I feel. Police to have a piece of a lead. They didn't have a piece of one. So something went wrong. That's how I feel. Somebody snitched, or because how that was set up, it's gonna be pretty hard to catch them. It's gonna be pretty hard, especially when them getting away scot-free. That was a clean robbery. Nobody got hurt, you know, anything like that. It's like they knew exactly what to do, exactly where to go, all of that. What to grab, who to grab it off of. It could easily be taken as a setup, like easily. Easily be taken as a setup. I still think to this day that Kim Kardashian has something to do with herself getting robbed in Paris. She can't convince me otherwise. I don't care what Kim say. You robbed yourself. And those people, I believe, got caught too, eventually. They got caught as well. But I don't care what Kim Kardashian say, bitch, you robbed yourself. Just like you ain't put out that tape. Oh. Not the leaked professional Soul to Vivid Entertainment sex tape. But it was leaked. Okay, girl. So yeah, I still believe this to this day. I don't care what she say. You can look at it like, oh, she's a victim. Okay, girl. Okay. Okay, girl. They've been on TV 35 years and then got robbed ever. And then just all of a sudden, okay, girl. In the hotel that exclusive, that basically has its own security. And you go, and they go everywhere. The Kardashians go everywhere with security. So you got double security. You got your own security plus the hotel has its own. And you get robbed. I had to sit in the bathtub. Girl, anything to be on TV. Because that wasn't about money, that was about ratings. Just like this robbery, I don't think it was about money. I think it was about filling up the congregation. I don't think it was really about money. Honestly. I mean, to a certain extent. But I think overall, it was to build a church, to get the congregation to be bigger so that he could get more support, especially financially. It's easier to wash money that way. I mean, build on your church that way. Mm-hmm. So I don't think it was about money. I don't. I think it was to go viral so that a lot of people can feel sorry, have sympathy and empathy, and join the church, and come to because they feel sorry, they feel badly, because the church was failing. And the church, once again, if the pastor or bishop is a good pastor, has been taught well, knows what they're talking about, fears and loves the Lord equally. If that pastor is pastoring, if that bishop is bishoping, if they are leading the flock to the light, the people will come. You build it and they will come. Okay? I done been a part of church congregations that was so small. And then within a year, because people telling and this person, that person, within a year, the whole church is full. Because the pastor is a good pastor. No matter what he look like, what he wearing, none of that. None of that matters. They don't care. All they care about is that they feel what this man is saying. He knows his Bible. He knows that Bible front to back. He knows that Bible, and he believes everything he read. And he's going to show me how to incorporate what he's learned into my day-to-day being so that I can try to, day by day, become a better person and sin less. If somebody's doing that and feeding your soul in a good way, the people will come. They will. They will come. It'll take you a little bit of time, but people are going to spread that word. They're going to be at work, all girl, come to our church, girl. Girl, pastor was pastor. Girl, he was preaching. Girl, he was preaching yesterday. If somebody say something and remind you of something that he said, you should come. My pastor was just talking about that. They'd be like, oh, what pastor? What church you go to? What pastor? That's enough to be like, okay, maybe I'll try it. Maybe I'll come. Maybe I'll bring me my, maybe my kids will come. I'm like, girl, come on here, bring your kids. And then you look up. It's the same thing with YouTube. Oh, girl, have you heard Shine Everyway? Girl, get over there and get your life. And then that person will come and, so on and so forth. What's neat, if the energy is there, if the realness is there, then you'll come. You build it and people will show up. They absolutely will. I don't feel like the bishop is doing it correctly. So with his preaching and the knowledge that he has behind his preaching and his sermons are incorrect, especially to a lot of people. I've listened to a sermon or two of his before, and I'm just like, whoa, like, what is he talking about? Like, I'm sitting there so lost. Like, what is he talking about? He gives, if you look good, that's all you need to be a preacher. Put on a robe, put a microphone in front of you and say, Shama Hamanaya. And that's all you need. And you a preacher. Because he has none of the background. He'll talk about his real estate, how he got a real estate license and stuff like that. But he does not talk about anything about who taught him and what, like, he don't go into any really detail about that. It's like he just kind of just came out of nowhere. I mean, people have heard of him and seen him, but not really as like a bishop. It's not what he doesn't care about what actually goes into a church. You know, the blood, the sweat, the tears, really preaching, you know, and building your flock. He don't want to do that. He want to go viral and be on YouTube and everywhere on TMZ in front of all the blogs and think that his church is going to fill up that way. This ain't no club. Like, that's the vibe you're giving, like club promoter. Like, this isn't a bar. This is a church. And the things that you're doing pushes people away. It don't have anything to do with gross. It doesn't have anything to do with the Lord. What you're doing is like the opposite. You're fighting. And I thought that the Lord was supposed to be fighting your battles. But it's like you fighting for it. It's like, I guess he's taking too long. So I guess the Lord taking too long. He want to get Larry Reed in the flesh. He don't want to wait until the afterlife. He want to get him now. And the Lord ain't moving quick enough. So instead, I'm going to go forward and I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that and I'm going to do this. Okay. I mean, it is what it, because that's not of God. I mean, it really is not. Larry Reed is not, I mean, he has an online church and stuff from what I gather and an app, I believe, and something like that. But Larry Reed is not, he doesn't have like a church home like he does, you know, and whatnot. What they're doing are two different things. And Larry Reed is an online persona. So with Larry Reed being an online persona, he's going to talk about things other than God. He's not on his channel. It's called The Larry Reed. You know, Larry Reed, you know, it's not Pastor Larry, like he's not over there doing that. Some of those common practices may come up, you know, the talk may get religious and things like that, but he's not literally pushing the energy that Bishop Whitehead is pushing. It's two different energies, like it's two different ones. And I feel like Bishop Whitehead is lost in between the two because now it's more so about a vendetta than it is about God, because you should come to a point to where you should be able to let it go. You know, sometimes you do have to defend yourself, say what you got to say and move on because nobody's perfect, you know, but the consistent going after people, oh, I'm going to do this now, okay, that's fine, but you're going to be looked at that way too. Because remember, there's a lot of people that like Larry Reed, but there's a lot of people that don't. There's a lot of people that don't. So it's going to be the same thing with Bishop. There's going to be a lot of people that like him because there's a lot of people that do. And there's going to be a lot of people that don't. It's that simple. If we know that this is wrong, he knows. So we can't care more than him. Mm-hmm. As a bishop, he has to care more than us. That's just how I view things. I mean, there's no point in telling a grown man about being a grown man because you're a grown man. So he's going to make the decisions he wants to make, whether we agree with him or not. You know, it's just up to you if you're going to watch type of situation. Because if you don't think that the bishop is a real bishop or this or that, then why do you follow him? Like, why do you follow him? Now, if you follow him out of entertainment, then you'll have a certain opinion. But, I mean, you can't really back him. Just like I said with Larry's not innocent. So I'm not about to sit here and go to bat for either person. I'm not going to bat for Larry, and I'm not going to bat for Whitehead. I'm not, because on both sides is wrong. I mean, if you ask me, these are two men of the cloth. The last thing y'all should be doing is fighting. The last thing y'all should be doing, especially in the public. I mean, there's enough of that going on. It's even happening in religious places to where y'all supposed to be so forgiving and this and that. It don't seem that way. It don't seem that way. Y'all seem just as hateful as we are. Y'all seem about just as hateful as we are. So, yeah, her flip, you know, like I said, I don't believe that it's cool on either end. So, Larry has done his things and the bishop has done his things. I'm on neither side because there is no side. Both of them are wrong. That's how I look at it. Like they're both wrong. Larry's wrong because he should have just left well enough alone. When it came to Bishop, he didn't have to say anything about his church. Nothing. He didn't have to be shady. None of those things. He didn't have to do any of those things. And the bishop didn't have to go so hardcore over the things that Larry said because they really weren't that bad. I mean, when you think about it. It's not like Larry just said some horrible, deplorable things. The bishop wants everybody to ignore the fact, Bishop Smollier wants everybody to ignore the fact that he's flashy this, flashy that, that he yoked a woman up and removed her out of the church and, this and that. He just wants to be looked at as a victim like he hasn't victimized. You absolutely have. You have a lawsuit right now of someone suing you, Bishop Smollier, for $56,000. You have an elderly woman that is suing you in a completely separate lawsuit, this is a completely different person, suing you for $90,000, suing you for her life savings. A Black woman, but you want to sit in press conferences and stuff and make it seem as if you are so respectful towards them, yet we have you on camera yoking one up and basically throwing her from a church like garbage. And then there's a senior citizen, a Black woman, that you just took her $90,000 worth of life savings and just did what you will with it. But we can't talk about none of that. Because he want to bring up, why doesn't anybody talk about my case and how the DA had got fired and or this and that? Why you want to talk about that $90,000 that you took of that woman's her whole life savings? Why you want to talk about that? Why you want to talk about the other $56,000 lawsuit that's against you right now? Why don't you want to talk about any of that stuff? Why? Because it doesn't show you in the best light? Because it doesn't show you in the best light? Or what? Because I don't get that. So the bishop can ask, why aren't people talking about, why aren't you talking about the people you stole from? That's a whole Black woman, a senior citizen at that, somebody that can just not get up and get out there and just go work. That's what she worked her whole life for, which why you call it a life savings. And she took it to you thinking that you are a good man and that you would help her, and you did not. Why we can't talk about that? That's brought up, oh, it's still pending. That's not true. What? It is true. And she has the receipts to prove it. Like, no, you tried it. Like, you're not a good person. So that's why all of this stuff is coming back his way. Like I said, when you do certain things, the karma that comes back to you is not the same way that you did something. You steal, so that means that somebody gonna steal from you. No. You steal, so somebody might steal from your kid. How about that? Like, it's different. Like, karma hits everybody differently and in different ways. Different generations as well. I mean, that's why they call them generational curses, generational karma. So, I mean, but gross. So, I mean, we're not supposed to talk about any of those things, though. We're supposed to be shh, because he's a Black man. So since he's a Black man, let's not worry about why he stole from a Black woman. Because again, to him, women don't matter, especially Black ones. They're object. Because his wife ain't spoke yet. He keeps speaking for her. Object. What is she, a mute? She hasn't spoke yet. You had 2 press conferences. And each one, you talk about her. Each one. You're not saying that your wife isn't a public speaker. She's definitely afraid to speak in the public. You're not saying that she's a first lady. She's going to have to speak in the public. And what she's going to have to do those things. It comes with the title. It comes with the title. Even if Michelle Obama didn't want to speak in front of a live audience, she's going to have to. You're the first lady. You're going to have to talk to people. You are. There's going to be people that come to the White House and all. You're going to have to talk. You're going to have to open your mouth. When they get here. When they want to know the history of this or that, you gotta talk. Girl, you gotta open your mouth. So it's the same thing with the first lady. There's you gotta talk. Like, you gotta open your mouth. Like, it's part of the description. I don't know, whatever. So you didn't say that. You just said that she's so traumatized. When she's sitting in church with that baby on her lap, she looks fine. At the place that happened, why is she trembling at home, but not in the church? Are you putting your hands on her? Are you putting your hands on her? Bishop Smollier? Are you pinching and punching and kicking on that woman, yoking her up? Because why is she trembling at the house? But when she in the public around people, she happy. Even at the place she got robbed. Gunpoint. Why you always at the church first? Why she always come later? I don't want it, Ike. So, yeah, here, Flip. What's going on in your house? I'm just saying, because your ex-wife got a mouthful. Mouthful. Why you only talk about the churn with your wife? Because the other daughter, the older daughter, that's not your daughter, from what I was told. That's your wife's daughter. And you and your wife have the little girl together. So that older girl is your stepdaughter, that teenager, about to be teenager. That's your stepdaughter. You do have a daughter with your ex-wife and a son too. And you don't bring them up ever. His first kids with his first wife ain't never at church. Why? Why they don't be there? I understand the ex-wife not being there. Yeah, I get it. But why don't you talk about your children? Why they ain't never in church? Why they not traumatized? Why they ain't get robbed? But you make sure you bring up the stepdaughter and the daughter that you have currently with this current wife. But your other kids don't exist. Because you don't talk about them. Like, I get it. You and the ex-wife don't get along. You hate her, she hates you. I get it. It happens. But what's up with the shorties? You're Bishop. You should definitely be in your kid's life, right? I mean, they're still kids. They're not grown. You know, so what's going on with that? But you're such a good man. Okay. But nobody want to talk about that, though. Let's not talk about anything that the ex-wife said about him or anything like that, because she's a liar, because he said she is. Although the ex-wife said that he's abusive. And among other things, the wife has said about him. And some of the signs have shown him yoking that woman up, taking her out to church. When he was getting charged with certain things and being in prison and whatnot, she was there. So she knows exactly what he was doing. Oh, she knows what was going down. Oh, she absolutely do. But I'm guessing she lied about everything. She said certain things were done to her children. Again, her children has nothing to do with him. Let me guess, it's the age-old excuse, she won't let me see you. Ain't nobody but a judge telling me I can't see my kids. I don't give what they mama say. I don't care. I'll go over there every day and call the police. Only a judge will tell me I can't see my kids. I don't want to hear that. I don't care. I don't want to hear that. I don't care. That's the famous thing baby mamas do, especially when you care about your kids. You ain't coming to get them. Oh, okay. All right. You can get your dough kicked in if you want to, because I don't play about my shorties. Oh, no. Nothing but death will keep me from it. So, no. The only person I'm listening to tell me that is a judge. And the mama's about to tell me nothing. Like, nah. That's ours. 50-50. Yeah, you don't love them more than me. You don't. I don't care that you care them. Thanks. Thank you. I appreciate it. But you still don't love them more than me. You don't. I don't care how you feel about it. I'm still going to feel like I love them more than you do. So it's just always going to be a battle, I guess. Sorry, sweetie. That's it. But you don't love them more than me. There's nothing you would do that I won't. Nothing. You jump off a bridge, I'll jump off it faster. You'll jump in front of a bullet, I'll jump in front of it faster. You'll work 2 jobs, I work 5. Like, yeah, you don't love them more than me. So I don't be wanting to hear that. That's an excuse to me. That's an excuse to me. So it's feeling like the judge did tell you that you can see your churn because you haven't. And she did report you. So let's not act like it's not documented what the mother said about you and what happened between you and her children. And it was mighty easy for you to just move on to another wife and another kid and have that seemed pretty simple, you know, for you to do. He speaks kindly of from the one live that I did see him, because it was more so of him responding to people that's like, your ex-wife said blah blah blah, there's papers stating that you did blah blah blah. So when he did respond, he cussed her out, the ex-wife, and he had a little good energy towards, I mean, well, if anything, you could tell he like his son, but it don't seem like he liked the daughter. It don't seem like he liked his own daughter. So, and you know, there's different reasons why people don't like, you know, even parents and child don't get along. Not everybody's supposed to get along. But yeah, for them, the son or the daughter, to have no dealings with you, why? Is it because you're such a great guy? You're just so great and have so much bling that we can't even be around you because you're that amazing. I doubt it. Absolutely do. So yeah, so for the, you know, like I said, that's why I have no side, because no different than all of these things that Bishop Whitehead keeps bringing up about Larry Reed and past allegations, Whitehead has his own. So why would I sit around defending something when you are basically being accused of the same things just with your own children? Like, are you kidding me? And they were younger. Way younger than any of these alleged people you bringing up about Larry. I'm like, yeah, I'm not defending none of this. Like, all of this is crazy. Like, I don't want to do none of this shit makes sense. And I'm not about to sit here and read through documents and try to make sense of it. It's not my business. I don't know what happened directly between Bishop and his children and with that Larry situation. I don't know what happened. I know little bits and pieces, and as far as I'm concerned, that issue is over with, so I don't care to go relive the past. It already happened. It already happened. Every time Larry gets a new foe, they're going to bring that information up. So every time Bishop gets a new foe, people are going to bring his information up. All these lawsuits that he's in, what his ex-wife said, him allegedly doing this, the church robbery, all that stuff's going to get brought up. I mean, it just is what it is. So, but I'm not defending any of it. You know, that's what I'm saying. You know, but, you know, here, flip. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say. We're at the 3-hour mark. I'm going to end this live. Do y'all want me to come back and open up the panel? Thank y'all. We've been leaking between, what was it, between 7 and 800 all out. Hey, look at me. This was cute. He has huge heat for women. Ooh, could be possible. Could be possible. Mm-hmm. No problem. I would say, yep. Shout out to my Blue Island. I love you. Yeah. Because I can come right back. It's just 3 hours. I'm going to cut it right here. Because, you know, I don't like those 6 hours. Just sometimes when you see a big number, like 3 hours is already like kind of exhausting to some people. Like they look at it like 3 hours. Like, you know, so if it's like 5, 6 hours, like that's just too much for me. When you can just cut it in half and just do a whole nother live. Yes, I got my cord, Taylor. Yes, I got my cord. So it's so cute. I love it. I love it. Yes, I got my cord. I've been all over Snapchat with it. So follow me on Snapchat. You'll definitely see. So yeah, I will be back because y'all talk. Okay, great show. I gotta finish my class. And you said, okay, sweetie. Okay, so thank you. So okay, I'm gonna come back and then I'll just like open the panel. And we can discuss whatever topics that we've been talking about all week. If you want to talk about something else, we can. Or if you want to talk about this, we can talk about this too. So, but yeah, I love you guys. And I'm about to get out of here so I can cut this live because this was mighty long. Because we'll be back and like, let me eat because I need to eat. I haven't eaten today. I haven't eaten. And I need to eat before 8 because I'm going to eat after 8 o'clock. 1 meal a day keeps the fat away. So I'm here for So, okay, I love you guys. So I need to eat and then we'll come back. Until the next show.
Flex.